Zhang Chun lay face down on the glossy, water-covered floor. A strange echoing sound startled him awake. He wondered to himself, what is that damn noise? The system suddenly spoke. Welcome to the apocalyptic world. The Reincarnator's game is about to begin. 59 seconds remaining until startup. He clutched his head and shot up into a sitting position. A deformed foot suddenly loomed before him. Zhang Chun muttered, "What is this thing?" As he looked up, he came face to face with a zombie menacingly closing in. Zhang Chun screamed in terror. "Ah, what the hell is this?" Only then did he notice his surroundings. Countless zombies wandered everywhere. Giant vines strangled tall buildings. The sky was a heavy, gloomy gray, and the air was thick with despair. Zhang Chun shrieked, "Ah, Mom, what is this situation? Where am I?" Just then the system's voice echoed again. 50 seconds remaining until startup in this apocalyptic world. Survival is your only objective. Gamifying world structure, initializing. Remote auction and trading functions, initializing. The Reincarnator's Game chat channel. Beginning resource allocation. Zhang Chen was stunned. He mumbled, "Apocalyptic world Reincarnator's Game. Did I get isekai'd or something? I just went to bed this morning. Am I having a nightmare?" In his mind, the system continued its steady announcement. 48 seconds remaining until startup. Zombies are in a static state, unable to move or be killed. Please take this opportunity to find a hiding place immediately. Zhang Chun nodded to himself. This has to be a dream. No rush, I'll just wake myself up. Pfft. He raised his fist and punched himself hard in the face. Blood immediately gushed from his nose. This pain is real. Ouch, ouch, it hurts so much, it's real. The system's voice continued. 40 seconds remaining until startup. Zhang Chen frantically screamed, "Ah, help me!" The countdown timer ticked relentlessly. He took off like a bat out of hell, screaming desperately, "Damn it. Damn it, I don't want to die. I don't want to be bitten by a zombie system warning. This is planet Aquamarine. Its technology and culture are equivalent to Earth's. Its surface area is 1,000 times that of Earth." 30 seconds remaining until startup. Zhang Chen panicked. "Where can I find a place to hide? Zombies are lurking everywhere." "Where is it safe to hide?" the system announced again. "This world has been overrun by zombies and various mutated creatures. Kill them. Gather power upgrade yourself. It is more advantageous to possess thermal weapons. 26 seconds remaining until startup." Zhang Chen, exhausted, stopped to catch his breath. He cursed internally, "Son of a B***. How did I end up in this godforsaken game system? I didn't even create a character system tip. Many supply crates are scattered throughout the world. They may contain essential supplies and possibly even top-tier items." Zhang Chen felt nauseous, almost vomiting bitter bile. 22 seconds remaining until startup. 18 seconds. He snarled, "Damn it, isn't this just a game? I'm not going to die that easily. I'm a gamer. I'm an expert." The system then mentioned in the game everyone has a spatial ring. Storage space can be upgraded by consuming energy. Zhang Shen was irritated. Damn it, couldn't it have given some useful hints earlier? The system continued its automated broadcast. Making good use of the collection skill can help you quickly gather supplies from zombies and mutated creatures every night. Zombies and mutated creatures will become more active. Currently, the levels of zombies and mutated creatures have been suppressed. The suppression effect will weaken once every 30 days. Please be prepared. Hearing this, he thought, "There's no time, only 10 seconds left. I have to find something to defend myself." Zhang Chen looked around and suddenly spotted a soldier holding a shield. Standing not far away. "There, that's it." He dashed forward, thinking, "I can still make it. I can make it." Then Zhang Chen snatched the shield and pulled a grenade from the soldier. The soldier immediately shoved him hard, sending him tumbling onto the street. The system counted down. 3, 2, 1, game start. The horde of zombies swarmed forward. He screamed in terror, "Ah!" The system announced launching the Reincarnator's Game. "The game has officially begun. We wish you a pleasant game." The soldier pinned Zhang Chen to the pavement. He inwardly despaired. "I'm done for. The surrounding zombies are swarming in. Even that soldier has turned into a zombie roaring madly." There was no other choice. Zhang Chen gritted his teeth. "Let's do this." He kicked out hard, sending the soldier flying backward. "Go to hell!" Then he jumped up and threw the grenade into the horde. "Take this, too." Zhang Chen ran for his life. In the distance, a scream rang out. Are those real zombies?" Help, a young man was being held tightly by 2 zombies. Up in a tree, someone who was hiding saw the dense crowd of zombies below and yelled, "Don't you come over here?" Zhang Chen thought, are these all gamers randomly transported from Earth? It all happened so suddenly they didn't even have time to react. Down on the street, a person was holed up in a car. 3 zombies surrounded his escape route. He was crying, "Ah, Mom, I want to top up." Zhang Chen considered that he had to find a hiding place first. He suddenly saw a large deserted store and was about to dash inside. System warning. There are 27 zombies waiting for a sacrifice inside the restaurant. If you rush in, they will surely have a hearty meal. Zhang Chen froze. What is this? Why did the system's tip turn red? The system explained. There are 6 zombies and some purified water in the supermarket. If you have a weapon and the skill, you can go inside and fight them. He suddenly saw 2 students rush in. They couldn't see the tip and were confident in their own abilities. Immediately, terrified screams echoed out. Ah, there are zombies! Run, Zhang Chen looked around. Am I the only one who can see these tips? Could this really be my golden finger? Whatever, I have to survive first. He approached a nearby house. System report. No zombies inside. There is a level 1 supply box. Zhang Chen quickly entered and slammed the door shut. He found a small crate. Inside was mineral water quantity 1 and a fire extinguisher. Quantity 1. A physique-enhancing injector quantity 1. The primary physique enhancer can help an ordinary person's constitution reach a superhuman state. The physical fitness of ordinary survivors is divided into 5 tiers. Weak average, robust, superhuman physique, and the ultimate body at tier 5. He held the injector, eyeing it. I might even get high-level supplies. Luckily, my baby. If I inject this, I could become extremely strong. I wonder just how abnormal I'll become. Zhang Chen gritted his teeth and injected it into his wrist. A wild surge of energy spread from the injection site. Blue veins bulged on his skin. He roared in extreme agony. Ah, I'm gonna explode, I'm gonna explode, I'm gonna explode. System notification. Injecting primary physique enhancer. Physique must reach the robust state to complete the upgrade phase. 1. Current upgrade success probability is 30%. Those who fail the upgrade will explode and die. 2. Zhang Chen cursed internally. A 30% chance of survival. Damn it, why didn't you say so earlier? I'm dead for sure. He curled up on the floor, biting his arm hard. I can't scream or I'll attract zombies. I just have to endure it. At that moment, the streets outside were in utter chaos. A horde of zombies was chasing a girl who was running for her life, screaming, "Ah, help me!" A young man dashed forward, drew his sword, and lopped off a zombie's head. He chuckled to himself. This physique enhancer is really something else. Now I am the lord of this area. That was Wang Jiran, the first person in the area to achieve a robust, superhuman physique. Something slammed against the rolling shutter door. Zhang Chen was startled, fully awake. He chugged the bottle of water. Looking at his 2 hands, he wondered, I'm still alive? Oh, thank goodness. Suddenly, screams came from outside the door. Ah, help me, ah, Zhang Chen growled. Is someone deliberately attracting zombies? Do they have a death wish? Outside, a heavily injured girl was surrounded by zombies. She cried out in panic, Ah, help me! Zhang Chen stood up, grabbed an axe and the shield, and walked over. Looks like there are quite a few of them. System report. There are 7 zombies on the 2nd floor. They are currently attracted by the screams. The screams of the woman out there. I can eliminate those zombies from behind. Zhang Chen thought to himself, it seems the only way is to fight. Let's test out this robust superhuman physique. Zhang Chen crept up the stairs to the 2nd floor. He quietly approached the window frame. The girl outside was still screaming frantically when she suddenly saw an axe blade chop down on the zombies' heads. After taking down 2 of them, he poked his head out and whispered, Keep it down. Your screams are attracting more zombies, the girl shrieked. Save me! Quick, save me! Instantly, 2 zombies lunged at him. He reacted in a flash, swinging the axe in a clean arc and wiping them out. Both strength and reflexes. His had been significantly enhanced. The girl staggered forward and upon seeing the scene let out a piercing scream. Ah, Zhang Chen's heart skipped a beat. He roared, Shut up. If you keep screaming, we're both going to die. Sure enough, on the 1st floor, a horde of zombies had kicked down the door and was swarming in. Zhang Chen reached out his hand. Quick, take my hand and climb in here. The girl looked down and slowly shook her head. System notification. You have collected 1 zombie corpse. Obtained. Energy crystal quantity 1. Car key. Quantity 1. Mutant fertilizer number 1 quantity 3. You have collected 1 zombie corpse. Obtained. Room key quantity 1. Knife quantity 1. Mutant fertilizer quantity 2. You have collected 1 zombie corpse. Obtained. Energy crystal quantity 1. Mutant fertilizer quantity 5. The girl screamed again. Zhang Chen glanced towards the stairs. We're screwed. They're coming again. He dashed off immediately. The system guided him. This path has no zombies but leads to a dead end. This way has a VIP elevator to the 3rd floor. There are a total of 11 zombies. The 3rd floor has no zombies. Zhang Chen swerved towards that direction. A few zombies blocked the path, leaving him no choice but to fight. He charged straight in, attacking fiercely. He kicked 1 zombie so hard it tumbled out of a window. In front of Zhang Shen was the elevator, but damn it, it required a VIP card to open. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from behind as a giant zombie lumbered forward. Zhang Shen panicked for a moment. The system prompted the key to the presidential suite is on the 3rd floor. There are no zombies up there, and it can be used as a temporary base. He looked at the key dangling from the zombie's hip. "That's the VIP elevator card." Zhang Shen gritted his teeth. "Since you're here, take a hit from me." He swung his axe hard at the zombie but couldn't pull it out. Damn it, the axe is stuck. The zombie immediately counterattacked. Zhang Shen had to let go of the axe and quickly retreat to dodge the blow. The force of the blow was so terrifying that his shield shattered. Suddenly, another zombie pounced from behind its mouth open to bite him. Zhang Shen grabbed its head tightly and growled, "You're all just dogs, aren't you? Do you think I'm a pushover?" He snapped the zombie's neck and threw its head straight into the giant's mouth. "All of you can go to hell." Then he grabbed a fire extinguisher and sprayed a cloud of smoke in their faces. While they were disoriented, he yanked the axe and the key free and bolted. "Goodbye, zombies. Hope we never meet again." He ran like the wind to the elevator, mashing the button. "Come on, hurry up." Before he could catch his breath, the sound of stomping footsteps echoed. Zhang Shen felt violently nauseous. The potion in his body seemed to have side effects. Suddenly, a security zombie appeared behind him carrying a gun. He stared intently at the gun. "I have to find a way to get it." But before he could make a move, another zombie lunged at him. Zhang Shen dodged just in time and jumped into the elevator. "Forget it, I'll come back tomorrow. The zombies can't catch up anyway. I need to find the presidential suite, as the system suggested first." Luckily, the elevator doors slammed shut just as the horde swarmed in. He panted heavily as the elevator came to a stop. Arrived. The presidential suite has 5 bedrooms and 2 halls. No zombies inside. The key in your hand can open the presidential suite. Zhang Shen felt his stomach churn. "Ugh, this is so uncomfortable, I don't think I can take it anymore." He dragged himself into the room, went to the fridge, and chugged a bottle of water. Zhang Shen suddenly noticed that after that gulp of water, his body felt much better, and his arm strength had soared. It seems drinking water helps with absorption. It completely absorbed the rest of the potion. He smiled. "There's so much water in this fridge. It's enough for me to completely transform into a truly extraordinary powerhouse. When I get that gun 6 tomorrow, I won't be afraid of those zombies anymore." Evening had fallen. Outside, the fierce battle between zombies and the remaining survivors raged on. Zhang Shen sat in the presidential suite, eating and resting. In another building, Zheng Hao and a group of young people were fighting off zombies. "Stop them! Don't let the zombies get in!" Zheng Hao, holding a club, shouted while fighting quickly blocked that side. "As long as we stick together, we can definitely hold back these zombies." Zhang Shen, full from his meal, had a tough day. At that moment, Wang Jinian was standing on a rooftop. Looking down at the bodies littered everywhere, he sneered. "I'll be taking your supply rings. Thank you for all your hard work, you bunch of weaklings. It's time to head to the shopping center. I need to find a police zombie to get a gun." The moon was high in the sky and zombies roamed the streets. Later, Zheng Hao opened his system to check it. "I have to find a way to gather more players and establish a shelter together. I hope tonight passes safely." The people sitting near him huddled together, their faces pale. A girl reassured them, "Don't be afraid." After Zhang Shen finished his meal, he said, "It's time to check my haul." There are quite a few items in the inventory. Clean cloth can enhance the defense of clothing. 4 clothing blueprints can be crafted after being obtained. Mutated fertilizer. Using it can accelerate the growth of crops and livestock. 10 types of mutated fertilizer can be synthesized into 1 rapid growth fertilizer. Energy crystal core. Using it can increase your physical strength. The current upgrade requires 10 out of 100 cash. You can buy packaged food from vending machines. They have a very long shelf life. He thought to himself, killing zombies yields energy crystals and their bodies are mutated fertilizer. These zombies are treasures from head to toe. It's just that the storage space is a bit small. I'll have to take out all the miscellaneous stuff and put in some food and water for when I go out. The system displays car key information. Key for an Ego brand off-road vehicle. You can try your luck in the underground parking lot. Important items are hidden inside. Important items. I'll look for them tomorrow. After you get the gun, 6. On the portal, many people were posting messages. "Does anyone have water? I just ran nearly 1 kilometer to escape zombies, and I'm out of water, so thirsty. Is anyone near Kulin Hospital? I'm trapped in a doctor's office on the 5th floor of the inpatient ward. Is anyone there? Help me, I just killed a zombie and got 1 energy crystal. Does anyone need it? I want to trade for food or water. Don't bother me. Otherwise, I saw a big guy with a fire axe in the sales center through my window. He cut down more than 10 zombies on his way. Is the big boss here? Come and save me." Zhang Shen chuckled to himself. He's not talking about me when he says big boss, is he? Excuse me, player Zheng Hao sent a message. Hello everyone, my name is Zheng Hao. I have established a shelter with 6 friends. You can share your location with me privately. Tomorrow we will find you. We will share resources and skills together. This is the only way that we can fight against the zombies. Zhang Shen thought to himself, that's a good idea. But I can see hidden prompts. If I join them, people might discover this ability of mine. I'll be in trouble. It's better to stay on my own. Suddenly, a notification appeared. Wang Jinian has listed 500 milliliters of purified water for sale. Wang Jinian has listed canned smoked sausages for sale. Everyone started talking at once. Damn it, what the hell is this? This is great, it's water and smoked sausages. Let's see what this top player wants. Maybe I can trade for something to eat. Yes, Wang Jinian, check your private messages quickly. I want to ask for 2 smoked sausages. I bet this top player just raided a supermarket. This world is so unfair. Why am I the only one stuck in a bathroom? Zhang Shen thought to himself, trade for something. The system actually has a trading section. You just use available resources. He scrolled to Wang Jinian's shop. 500 milliliters of drinking water on Wang Jinian's shelf. Trade for 1 energy crystal. 1 smoked sausage on Wang Jinian's shelf. Trade for 1 energy crystal. Zhang Shen calculated the listed price is so expensive. But energy crystals are necessary for upgrading. If this Wang Jinian sells all these supplies, his power could increase unimaginably in a short amount of time. However, food and water are the most important things in the early stages of the game. No matter how strong your combat power is, you always need to replenish your stamina. Right now, everyone wants to get stronger, so the demand for weapons will be huge. I can trade all the knives in my inventory for food and water. He put a few items up on the shop. Immediately, a notification appeared. Shuze has listed small knife times, 2 cleaver times 3. Shuze wants to trade for canned meat and 500 milliliters of purified water. Then Zhang Shen nodded in approval. Shuze has traded for 2 small knives and 3 cleavers in exchange for 2 cans of meat. And a 500 milliliter bottle of purified water. He was overjoyed. All his goods sold out in less than 3 seconds, just as expected. Tomorrow I'll continue to profit from this source. The trading atmosphere was buzzing. The system continuously announced notifications. A Hao is selling women's underwear, wants to trade for practical weapons. Wang Zhong is selling bricks. Just 1 can of meat for lunch. Liu Chao listed a chair asking for 1 million energy crystals. Shi Yue posted a map of Tianyang City trade price private ID. Zhao Shiyue listed a distribution map of the university campus trade price private ID. Zhao Shiyue listed 5 bloodstained keys trade price private ID. Zhang Shen thought a map of Tianyang City for a private ID. He quickly pressed the contact button. Zhao Shiyue picked up right away. All right, Zhang Shen got straight to the point. I want the 3 things you just listed. Name your price. The girl replied, I need food and water. Just water is fine too. He considered with a map. I'll be able to locate resource-rich areas and forbidden zones. The map is extremely valuable, but I can't show how urgently I want it. I'll make a low offer first. Yes. He said this map of yours is actually quite useless to me right now. How about this? I'll give you half a 500 milliliter bottle of water plus half a can of meat that I've already started eating for your 3 items. How about it? Zhao Shiyue immediately replied. Deal. Zhang Shen was a bit surprised. Huh, here it's all here. I've sent it through the trading system. You can confirm it there. The girl quickly accepted the items. Thank you. You're a really good person, not like the others. He laughed and replied, It's not easy for newcomers. We should help each other out. System notification, you have lost half a bottle of purified water and half a can of lunch meat. Received a blood-stained key, 5 maps of Tianyang City, and a map of Tianyang University. Zhang Chen was momentarily flustered, wondering if it was too unfair hearing Zhao Shiyue gulping down water. He quickly advised her to slow down and not choke. His heart sank with a bit of guilt, so he decided to add her as a friend first. Later, when I have a surplus of supplies, I will compensate you. He smiled warmly. Your name is Zhao Shiyue, right? Do you want to be friends? That's right, where are you now? How do you have such an important supply like a map? Before the girl could answer, the screen suddenly went black. Zhang Chen felt a pang of disappointment. Huh. Why did her video turn off? Is she in a special place? It makes sense in the apocalypse there are no constraints of law and morality. Human nature is magnified 10 times over. A girl would always be on guard. I should also get some rest soon. The next morning in the large courtyard, zombies silently wandered back and forth. Zheng Hao reminded everyone to gather together and not to go anywhere. Kulin Hospital was only 2 blocks away. At the same time, Zhang Chen was in the elevator descending to the ground floor. Upon arrival with an axe in one hand and a shield in the other, he was ready to charge into battle. The moment the elevator doors opened, he rushed out shouting, "Kill!" But it was dead silent all around. He was surprised. Where are the zombies? There were streaks of blood on the ground. He bent down to check. This is human blood. A player has been here before. The blood wasn't splattered everywhere if it were a zombie bite then. A thought flashed through his mind. That's not right. There's a player hunter. Zhang Chen deduced the culprit used a pistol and was probably still lurking nearby. His axe-wielding arm trembled slightly. No, that person lacks an elevator card. They can't get to the third floor. He probably doesn't know someone is on the third floor and has retreated to the basement parking lot to find the off-road vehicle from the hidden hint. Just after Zhang Chen left, Wang Jiran jumped in through the window. He thought to himself, he ran away so fast. This guy is no ordinary person. His supplies must be abundant. He raised his gun, a triumphant look on his face. So what if you have a good physique? I'll just sit here and wait for you to come back. Zhang Chen went down to the basement and pressed the key fob. The off-road vehicle beeped and its lights flashed. He exclaimed in joy, there it is. Just then, 2 zombies lunged out. He sneered, humans are the most dangerous thing now. Then he swung his axe and swiftly took them down. 4 system notifications you have collected. 1 zombie corpse. Received energy crystal core times 1 clean cloth quantity, 4 mutated fertilizer quantity 2. You have collected 1 zombie corpse. Received energy crystal core quantity 1 paper towels quantity, 2 mutated fertilizer quantity 3. Zhang Chen opened the car door. On the driver's seat there was a gun and several boxes of ammunition. He exclaimed, "Oh my God, the items from the system's hidden hint are truly extraordinary. I'm rich, but safety comes first. I'll wait until my body has fully absorbed the physique-enhancing drug before going out to find more supplies." Zhang Chen suddenly remembered the killer hiding in the building. He told himself he couldn't go straight back. Don't assume the killer hasn't noticed you. Maybe he's waiting in ambush at the elevator door, looking at the pitch-black corridor. Zhang Chen picked up an empty can and threw it forward. Wang Jiran, hiding behind a wall, heard a strange sound. He wondered what was that sound. Zhang Chen hid in a blind spot and observed. The system warned caution. A gunman is in the living room opposite the elevator. He cursed inwardly. Damn it, he really did notice me. Luckily, I was cautious. Wang Jiran peeked through the door. Canned meat. Zhang Chen applied the tactic, if the enemy doesn't move, I don't move. But suddenly a scream echoed from outside. Help me. He recognized the voice of the girl from yesterday. She's still alive. Then he heard the killer's voice. Damn it, he's downstairs. Zhang Chen wondered, are we about to clash? He leaped out and fired a shot, but the area ahead was empty. He really went downstairs. I can't let him get away. Getting involved with this guy means I won't sleep peacefully at night. Outside the building, the girl was tied tightly to a tree. Seeing the zombies closing in, she cried and begged, let me go. They're almost here? The man yelled, we saved your life, so you'll do whatever we tell you to do. Hurry up, there aren't enough zombies? The person next to him asked worriedly, Boss, can the 2 of us really deal with so many zombies? The bald guy replied, the man with the axe from yesterday, I saw him kill 8 zombies in a row without breaking a sweat. This proves that zombies are very weak. The girl screamed desperately, help me, don't come over here. Her cries lured in more zombies swarming towards them. They lunged forward and tore her to shreds. The bald guy shouted, that's enough, let's go. After we kill 2 zombies, we'll retreat. He swung his knife down hard on a zombie's head. But he suddenly realized he couldn't pull his knife out. What should I do? The other 2 ran for their lives with all their might. Help me. But the zombies were in hot pursuit and closed in on them in the blink of an eye. The fat guy looked back in panic, thinking to himself, how did it come to this? It has come to this. He turned decisively and shoved the skinny guy next to him into the zombie horde. Sorry, brother. The fat guy shut his eyes tight and ran for his dear life. The skinny guy was grabbed tightly by grayish hands and roared in indignation. Boss. Oh, boss. Even if I turn into a zombie, I won't forgive you. Zhang Chen held his gun hidden behind a bush, witnessing the chaotic scene. Morality has crumbled all because of this damned apocalypse. That other guy must have escaped. Despite betraying his comrade, the fat guy still couldn't get away. He ran while crying desperately for help. Somebody save me, Zhang Chen gritted his teeth. Don't run in my direction, I'm still squatting here. Just then, the fat guy tripped on a rock and fell flat on his face. He screamed in agony. Zhang Chen smirked, what goes around comes around. His mournful cries echoed. The zombies swarmed in, furiously tearing apart the man's chubby body. Suddenly, one zombie raised its head, its eyes staring intently at Zhang Chen. Seeing it pause, he cursed inwardly. The enemy has seen me. He pulled his shield and axe from his storage space. Gunshots would attract more zombies. It's better to use the axe. The zombie crouched down in a pouncing stance. Zhang Chen didn't wait. Before it could strike, he swung his axe and charged straight ahead. Seeing him rush out, the remaining zombies also noticed him. They lunged forward simultaneously. A cold light flashed in Zhang Chen's eyes as he raised his axe and swung down forcefully. A grayish arm was severed and fell onto the road with a thud. Zhang Chen continued to charge forward, his sharp axe blade swinging. With one strike, he knocked down 2 zombies blocking his path, then he nimbly leaped over the horde. He glanced back at the fat guy lying motionless on the ground, his eyes showing no emotion. The system immediately displayed a notification a player's storage ring can be looted for the materials inside. "Cannot store supplies. This is a necessary resource for upgrades." Zhang Chen was momentarily stunned. This item can only be obtained from other players, meaning to expand one's storage space. One must kill other people. What kind of bizarre design is this? Suddenly, the system flashed a glaring red warning above his head. Zhang Chen exclaimed in alarm. Behind him, a stealthy dark figure lunged out of thin air, raising a weapon for a sneak attack. He quickly leaned aside to dodge. The attacker's blade plunged into the hard ground. The ambusher glanced sideways at Zhang Chen, his voice shrill as he hissed each word. "You react fast, kid." Zhang Chen's eyes widened, his face showing clear shock. Wang Jiran tightened his grip on the sword's hilt, his tone full of arrogance. "So you finally revealed yourself." He pointed a finger at Zhang Chen and declared menacingly, "My jumping through the window was just to lure you out, and you fell for it." Zhang Chen asked in astonishment, "You knew I was hiding behind the wall?" Wang Jiran cackled loudly. "Ha ha ha ha! That empty can on the ground had just rolled there. A detail as clear as day as I predicted." Zhang Chen gritted his teeth and thought to himself, "Is that so?" Wang Jiran's eyes blazed with immense killing intent. He laughed maliciously. "Ka! You're still too green. It's no injustice for you to die by my hands." Zhang Chen quickly raised his shield in front of his chest and roared. "It's not certain who will die yet." The smile on Wang Jiran's lips grew wider. "Quite confident, aren't you, kiddo?" His footsteps suddenly halted. Wang Jiran's body shot forward like a phantom. He swung his sword so fiercely that Zhang Chen couldn't react in time. Wang Jiran continued with a fierce horizontal sweep. "Let me show you what an abnormally strong person is." Zhang Chen ducked to avoid the sharp blade, but his cheek was still grazed. That was a close call. Seeing Zhang Chen about to counterattack with his axe, Wang Jiran deftly sidestepped. His axe swung wide, hitting nothing but air. Wang Jiran leaped high into the air, laughing gleefully. "Not bad, kid. You react pretty fast. Try this on for size." He kicked Zhang Chen straight in the stomach. The terrifying blow sent him flying back 10 meters. His body slammed hard onto the ground, a sharp, piercing pain shooting through him. Wang Jiran remarked contemptuously, "A noob is still a noob." Down on the ground so quickly. He shouldered his sword and walked over, his voice a mix of savage excitement. "What's wrong?" The feeling of broken bones is pleasant, isn't it? Zhang Chen gasped for breath, his face covered in blood. His combat experience is far superior. Even using a gun probably won't give me an advantage. I have to figure out another way to escape. At this moment, Wang Jiran was closing in. He menacingly pronounced his sentence, "Your game ends here." The gleaming sword was dragged along the ground, making a horrifying scraping sound. Waiting until he was very close, Zhang Chen suddenly sprang up and wrapped his arms tightly around Wang Jiran's waist. Wang Jiran was momentarily stunned. This guy still has the strength to resist. Zhang Chen used all his strength to wrestle him to the ground, roaring angrily, "You bastard! Isn't it better for everyone to live in peace? Why do you have to hunt and kill other players?" Wang Jiran elbowed Zhang Chen hard. "Let go of me, ugh!" Zhang Chen spat out a mouthful of fresh blood, but his hands remained locked around Wang Jiran's waist. "Don't you have a gun? Take it out!" Wang Jiran was seething with anger. He growled through gritted teeth, "As you wish." Instantly, a pistol appeared in his hand. Zhang Chen thought to himself, "This is my chance." At this very moment, he quickly turned and bit down hard on Wang Jiran's arm, who screamed in pain. "Humph! I'm going to tear you limb from limb. I'll bash your head in." Wang Jiran went berserk, intending to strangle him on the spot. At that exact moment, Zhang Chen violently shoved Wang Jiran backwards. His 2 hands flashed and a rifle suddenly appeared, its barrel pointing straight at him. But Wang Jiran didn't flinch at all. The corner of his mouth even curled into a cruel smile. He quickly raised his pistol, but Zhang Shen's barrel was longer, and he pressed it right against Wang Jiran's forehead. Zhang Shen panted heavily, his eyes filled with killing intent. Wang Jiran immediately froze his hand and hastily changed to a fawning tone. "Big brother, let's talk this over." Suddenly, a deafening gunshot rang out in the city. The horde of zombies was drawn by the sound and swarmed towards it. Zheng Hao looked back in a panic and yelled someone's shooting. This is bad, the zombies are about to run wild. Let's get back to the gym quickly. Meanwhile, Wang Jiran took a bullet square in the forehead and dropped dead on the spot. Zhang Shun also collapsed, clutching his chest and coughing violently, cough, cough. Just then, the zombies began swarming in from afar. But he was completely exhausted and finally collapsed to the ground motionless. Suddenly, a private message from Zhao Shiyue appeared on his screen. Zhao Shiyue was squatting in front of her screen. She asked worriedly, "What happened to you? Why do you look like this?" Zhang Shen was too weak to form words behind him. The zombie horde was getting close. Zhao Shiyue cried out frantically, "There are so many zombies behind you. Get up quick. I have adrenaline. I have medicine too. I'll send it to you. Hurry up and get up." Her panicked, trembling voice echoed as Zhang Shen struggled to touch the screen. "Hurry, there's no time." He reached out and grabbed the vial that appeared from the system announced. Adrenaline can stimulate the body's potential, temporarily putting the user into a berserk state. Effective. 3 seconds after injection, Zhang Shen gritted his teeth and jabbed the needle into his thigh, praying it would take effect before they got to him. 3 seconds left, the zombie horde was less than 2 meters away. 2.48 seconds, 2.05 seconds, they opened their slimy, bloody mouths ready to eat him alive. 1.51 seconds, Zhang Shen shot to his feet, gripping his sword tightly. 1.1 seconds, he spun around, his eyes flashing with a cold light as he stared down the horde of monsters. 0 seconds. As the countdown finished, Zhang Shen unleashed a bold horizontal swing, cleaving the zombies in half. Blood splattered everywhere. Holding his sword, he charged straight into the horde. "All of you die!" The system then reported 10 minutes of adrenaline effect remaining. Zhang Shen frowned, thinking to himself, 10 minutes is enough to get back, but suddenly hundreds of zombies swarmed before his eyes. He was startled. So many of them, his steps faltered as the horde rushed at him from the front. He glanced behind and saw several more emerging from a small alley. Zhang Shen hurriedly backed away, thinking, why are they everywhere? But as he retreated, the ones behind him lunged. He raised his gun, gritting his teeth for a desperate fight, only to hear a click-click as he pulled the trigger. Zhang Shen's eyes widened as he cursed under his breath out of ammo. Just then, one pounced. He dodged its grimy hand, falling backward onto the ground. The zombies closed in. Then his eyes suddenly landed on 4 metal railings. He realized they were traffic barriers. I have a way he tightened his grip on the sword, using his last bit of strength to decapitate the zombies in his way, then rushed to the barrier. He grabbed the iron bar firmly and yelled, "Get up!" Zhang Shen roared, ripping a barrier from the ground, now holding a sword in one hand and the iron railing in the other. He faced the hundreds of approaching zombies. He frowned, then let out a ferocious yell, "Kill!" Just then the students noticed too. "Hey, look over there." The smoker looked and saw Zhang Shen single-handedly carving a path through the zombies. They were stunned and exclaimed, "Who is that? He's so strong. Wow, one against so many. That's so cool." A bystander on a car roof quickly yelled into the system, "Everyone come and see. There's a master taking on the zombies all by himself." Just then, he saw a giant figure as tall as the car roof. It moved past him, heading straight for Zhang Shen, whose movements faltered in surprise. The system prompted, "This way, there's a riverbank with a steel fence that can block the zombies." Zhang Shen stared at the large, fat zombie before him. He jumped and thought, damn it, what is that thing? Meanwhile, the pink-haired girl stared at her screen and gasped. Wow, she saw Zhang Shen using Wang Jiran's sword to single-handedly fight off dozens of zombies. She asked curiously, "Is that person the Master Wang Jiran?" Zhang Shen was in a desperate rush. "I can't fight it. There's no way to win. Only this fence can stop them." He scrambled onto the steel fence and, looking back, heaved a sigh of relief. "I should be safe now." He smirked, "My dear zombie underlings, I'll be going one step ahead of you." Suddenly, Zhang Shen's body began to tremble violently. He clutched his chest in alarm and thought, oh no, the side effects of the drug are kicking in. Right after he felt his strength completely drain away and collapse to the ground, the zombies were already pressing against the fence. Zhang Shen fell onto a pile of gravel and tried to push himself up. The system announced leveling up will help absorb the drug's physical effects, checking you have sufficient resources. After carefully examining the inventory, Zhang Shen cursed under his breath, "Damn that Wang Jiran, how did this guy gather so many supplies?" The screen displayed the list of supplies from Wang Jiran: 105 energy crystal cores, 90 mutated fertilizers, 109 cans of lunch meat, 166 purified waters, 184 sausages, 1 pistol and ammunition. 4 boxes of pistol ammunition, 10 storage ring fragments, 1 blueprint for a map synthesizer, 1 samurai sword, 1 Zulu gun, 4 blueprints for sharp edge enhancement requires existing metal weapon. Energy crystal cores available to craft a permanently non-degrading alloy blade the map synthesizer will scan, received maps which will then be available as navigation maps. It can be accessed at any time. Then Zhang Shen covered his mouth and gave a few dry coughs, thinking to himself, with this much food and water, I won't have to worry about daily survival for a while. The screen then displayed another notification, required 105 of 1 energy crystal cores, check level up conditions met. Do you wish to level up? Zhang Shen glanced at it and quickly hit confirm. Immediately his eyes widened in shock as the system displayed the notification level up successful. Then Zhang Shen exclaimed in surprise, I feel like every cell in my body is full of life. The side effects of the drug are completely gone. Then another notification appeared below. Congratulations, you have leveled up to the peak human physique stage. You now only need 5 out of 300 energy crystal cores to reach the awakened stage. Zhang Shen turned around. He looked at the boulder behind him, clenched his fist, and struck it with all his might. The massive boulder instantly crumbled to dust. Zhang Shen looked down at his own hand, his voice filled with shock, so powerful, and my hand doesn't even have a scratch. Did I really do that? Zhang Shen was so moved he was on the verge of tears. I suddenly want to cry. A zombie must have gotten in my eye. Another text box appeared. Checking your storage ring has met the upgrade requirements. Upgrading in progress. Then a line of red text flashed before Zhang Shen's eyes. Your storage ring has successfully upgraded to level 2. Space increased to 24 slots. Upgrading to level 3 requires 100 available ring fragments. And 5 out of 50 energy crystal cores. Level 3 unlocks trading. Zhang Shen breathed a sigh of relief, thinking, I really have one person to thank for making it out alive this time. Just then, his gaze landed on a bright red warning panel, 10 days remaining until the start of the game's second phase. The current power suppression on zombies and mutated creatures will be lifted. Players should prepare themselves. Everyone else received this same notification. They cried out anxiously, what, there's a second phase too. It feels like none of the weapons we have will be useful. The pink-haired girl said with a tremble, we're doomed. In the second phase, the zombies will be even stronger. Humanity is done for. Zheng Hao tried to reassure everyone, don't worry, our Team 5 has become much stronger. As long as we stick together and cooperate, we can definitely get through this difficult time. Suddenly, a voice came from behind Zheng Hao. Tomorrow I will lead us to the Fortune Star supermarket on East Street. Zheng Hao cried out in surprise, Qi Hongda Qian Zhenbao. Hearing them say this, the rest of the crowd's morale soared. That's right, the supermarket has plenty of resources. Let's go for it. Zhao Shiyue was devouring the food in her hands. She ate as if she had been starving for months. Watching her through the system screen, Zhang Shen couldn't help but feel awkward and said, slow down. No one's going to take it from you, he thought to himself. She really eats a lot. Zhao Shiyue then chugged some water, gulp-gulp, having apparently finished. She said with satisfaction, I didn't expect you to actually make it out alive. My medicine wasn't a waste, then Zhang Shen said gratefully. I really must thank you for this time. Without you, I would have been a goner. Zhao Shiyue replied, a human life is important. Any decent person would have done the same. Hearing this, Zhang Shen was a little surprised and said, a decent person, how many decent people are left in this world? She simply replied, exactly right. Zhang Shen started to grow concerned. Why are you always hiding under the table? Are you trapped? Tell me your location, I will come save you. Triyu He, Duyet was stunned, huh? She was about to turn off the screen, but Truong Than quickly stopped her. Don't hang up, I have no other intentions. I just wanted to say my place is very large. It is very safe and you can take a hot shower. You can stay at my place. Well, Triyu Hai. Duye looked at him, finding it difficult to speak. She said thank you for your kind offer and thank you for your food and water. Then she said her goodbyes. Truong Than quickly spoke up, if you have any troubles, tell me, I can help you. But she turned off the screen without hesitation. The cold beep sounded, making Zhang Shen feel sad. Why doesn't she trust me? So defensive. Zhao Shiyue curled up, thinking sadly that it would be great if she could really leave this place. People outside knew nothing of the real danger. Suddenly a sound made her turn around instinctively, her heart tensing up as she looked at the sky outside the window. Her breathing started to become rapid, as if she feared something was approaching very quickly. A large hand suddenly appeared on the window pane where Zhao Shiyue was looking. The moment she saw it, her face turned ashen with fear. Back with Zhang Shen, he was running quickly along a wooden plank road. Suddenly, something on the road caught his attention. In front of him, a data panel appeared next to a glowing tree, Shuilong King's food source, the meat potato seed. When eaten, it feels chewy, like meat contains protein, and trace elements is highly adaptable with a 9-month cycle. He wondered about the seed. Time passed, night had fallen, and the moonlight was illuminating the area. The entire desolate city. Zhang Shen hurriedly opened the door, his face showing a stunned expression. In front of him, the window was shattered and the refrigerator was completely empty with nothing left. Observing all the signs, Zhang Shun silently concluded that someone had broken in. In the dark night of the desolate city, a strange figure was leaping from building to building. Below that room with the broken window, an extremely hideous monster was lying in wait. Chilling gusts of wind blew in through the broken window. At this moment, Zhang Shun was holding a gun. Waiting for something to happen after a moment, he thought to himself, I'm getting worked up over nothing, but to be able to break tempered glass, their combat power must be incredibly strong. If this person had a system, it would have provided a prompt by now. Suddenly, a sound caught his attention. Zhang Shun gripped his gun, aimed it at the door, and shouted loudly, "Come out!" The door slowly opened to reveal a little girl trembling as she entered while holding a hammer. Zhang Shun froze instantly. A little girl. The moment he saw her, he shouted, Well, a little rat! Are you the one who cleaned out my fridge?" Hearing this, Xiao Shi fearfully bowed her head and quickly defended herself. "It wasn't me. I didn't break the window and I didn't steal any food," Zhang Shun replied. "Before you lie, at least put the weapon away first. Do you take me for an idiot? Where's the rest of the food? Hand it over now?" She suddenly hiccuped and then spoke awkwardly. "Can I have a bottle of water first?" "Water." After hearing her, Zhang Shun shouted, "You took so much water from the refrigerator. And you still want me to give you more?" Seeing him just scolding her, Xiao Shi immediately crouched down the hammer, annoyingly hitting his leg, and muttered, "Stingy." Zhang Shun cried out in pain, "Ouch, that hurts." Xiao Shi then landed a punch on his face. Zhang Shun fell backward as blood sprayed from his nose like a waterfall. After she was done, Xiao Shi quickly darted out the door. "Bye-bye, thanks for the storage ring, big brother." Zhang Shun was furious and growled, "You damn rat!" He suddenly tried to activate it, but there was no response. He said angrily, "Why has the hidden prompt vanished?" Then as he walked, he muttered, "You damn rat, if I don't catch you, I'll eat my own shoe." Suddenly, Xiao Shi reappeared, panicking. "Big brother, you have a gun." Zhang Shun immediately clutched his gun on high alert. "What wasn't taking my food and supplies enough, now you want to steal my gun too?" Xiao Shi urgently shut the door, her face turning pale. She said, "Quick, turn off the lights, a zombie is here." Then Zhang Shun irritably demanded, "If you don't give back the ring, I'll take care of both you and the zombie." Suddenly, a notification appeared, warning the window. Instantly, a deformed monster burst into the room through the window, scaring Zhang Shun half to death. A notification window appeared displaying the monster's information. 2 crawler-type mutated zombie larvae, fast excels at jumping, poor eyesight, attracted to light. Zhang Shun easily grabbed its neck with his bare hand. As he read the notification, he wondered to himself, heavens, what in the world is a crawler? While the zombie was still bewildered, not understanding what was happening. Xiao Shi appeared from behind it. She yelled, "Stinky zombie, take a taste of my hammer." The little girl immediately brought the hammer down hard on its head. Surprisingly, the tiny girl's swing sent the crawler larva staggering. It collapsed to the side. Zhang Shun was inwardly shocked. Good heavens, what kind of innate divine strength is this? No wonder she eats so much. In any case, the attack created a valuable opening for him. With that thought, he quickly pulled out his gun, aimed it directly at the target, and thought to himself, this is the end. A gunshot rang out. The bullet hit the deformed zombie right in the head. After taking the fatal shot, the crawler immediately collapsed to the floor, black blood gushing from its head. Zhang Shun panted, thinking to himself, it has to be dead for sure now, right? It seems mutated zombies aren't that scary after all. He suddenly turned to Xiao Shi, who was grinning smugly. Now it's your turn. You don't want to be a rat. Then return my ring now. Unexpectedly, the mutated zombie shot back to its feet. The sight threw both Xiao Shi and Zhang Shun into a complete panic. Seeing the perilous situation, he yelled, Give me the ring quick, the gun's out of ammo. Xiao Shi shook her head and retorted, It would be the same if you threw the gun to me. As the monster was about to lunge, Zhang Shun was incredibly tense. Just as it lunged, he dodged with incredible speed, still shouting, Hurry up! Zhang Shun landed a powerful kick to the back of its neck, sending it flying. The deformed zombie was just as agile in its reaction. It clung to the nearby refrigerator to gain momentum for another attack. Seizing the chance, Xiao Shi threw the ring over, saying, Here you go. With the ring in his hand, Zhang Shun was brimming with confidence. Seeing it leap into the air, he instantly pulled out ammunition and reloaded his gun. He then gripped the firearm and fired continuously at the deformed zombie, but it deftly dodged and jumped up to the ceiling. Its body began to regenerate before Zhang Shun's horrified eyes. He thought to himself, so it even knows how to dodge bullets. This monster is actually intelligent. It changed its target to Xiao Shi beside him, causing him to panic. Xiao Shi shrieked in terror. Ah! Just as the deformed zombie's tentacle was about to touch Xiaoshi, Zhang Shen drew his sword and decapitated it. He stood up as majestic as a god of war. The deformed zombie was finally taken down by the decisive sword strike. Zhang Shen raised his hand and a blue light covered the corpse. The system immediately announced, "You have collected 1 crawler larva corpse. Receive 15 energy cores." After finishing the task, he stared at her. "Go. Since you helped earlier, I'll spare you." Xiaoshi shamelessly replied, "I'm not going. You have so many supplies and you're so strong. Can you be my big boss and protect me, please?" Hearing this, Zhang Shen was infuriated. As he raised his sword to punish her, Xiaoshi pointed in horror at a rip in his shirt. "Boss, you were scratched by the monster you're hurt?" Seeing this, she instantly became arrogant. She laughed loudly. "Ha, you're done for. In 2 hours you'll turn into a zombie. If you give me all of your supplies now, I might give you a painless death." Looking at the wound on his arm, Zhang Shen's blood boiled, his face filled with a murderous aura. "You clearly lured this monster here. Why should I be the one who gets unlucky?" As he moved closer, Xiaoshi turned pale with fear and cried out, Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Zhang Shen glared back. "What do you think I'm going to do?" "Of course, before I die, I'll have to take you down with me." Xiaoshi screamed in terror. "Who wants to die with you? I'll wait for you to turn into a zombie, then I'll come back and bash your head in." Finally, Xiaoshi had to flee. In his fury, he watched her disappear in the blink of an eye. Zhang Shen finally breathed a sigh of relief. She's gone at last. The world is full of bad people, but someone as arrogant as her is rare. If you can't provoke them, it's better to stay away. He rolled up his sleeve. The wound had completely disappeared. His arm was pristine, as if it had never seen battle. On the second day, Xiaoshi somehow found her way back to Zhang Shen's house. Seeing the place was empty, she burst into tears, sobbing, "Wow, I was only gone for 1 evening, zombie boss. Where did you go with all those supplies?" By now, Zhang Shen was far away. He glanced back at the old apartment complex and mumbled, "I found it thanks to Zhao Shiyue's map. Such a good hiding spot." After walking a bit further, the system announced, "This location has no zombies, making it an ideal settlement." Following the instructions, he pushed open a large gate. Zhang Shen stepped inside, carefully scanning the area. A sudden noise from behind made him whip around. He followed the sound and looked under the table. There was a white-furred, dog-like animal. It glared, bared its fangs, and growled hostilely. The system showed a notification, "Energized Mutated Beast. Howling Moon Wolf King Cub, S-rank combat talent. Can be tamed by feeding it meat." After reading this, Zhang Shen felt like he'd hit the jackpot and cheered with delight. A Howling Moon Wolf King and its S-rank. Seeing this, the Howling Moon Wolf King barked loudly. "Woof woof." Zhang Shen quickly tossed a piece of meat and said with a smile, "Have some meat." The rolling piece of meat piqued the Howling Moon Wolf King's curiosity. It sniffed and moved its nose closer. Realizing it was food, the Howling Moon Wolf King gobbled it down. Zhang Shen's eyes brightened. It ate it. Even so, it still watched him warily. The system showed a notification, "Energized Mutated Beast Cub, Favorability 1. Once it reaches 100, it will be permanently bound to its master." It didn't disappoint. Its current combat power is on par with a strong human holding a weapon. Reading that, Zhang Shen thought to himself, this tiny creature is as strong as Wang Jiran, truly a heaven-sent treasure. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Zheng Hao and Zhao Zhenyu were facing a dilemma. In front of them, 2 people knelt trembling. One was sobbing from a headache, boo-hoo. Feeling pitied, Zheng Hao said to share some food with them. Zhao Zhenyu reminded him that in 2 hours they would turn into zombies and our food supply is already... Zheng Hao coldly cut her off. "They were injured protecting us, at least let them eat their fill before they go." "Yes." The others were deeply moved and replied in unison, "Yes, sir." However, Qi Hongda thought differently, silently cursing them as fools. Zhang Shen was also grappling with his own problem. He held the last piece of meat and said regretfully, "This is the last piece of meat." For the future, he had no choice but to give it to Zhao Yue, the pet he was taming. Pang, just hang in there a little longer. Only 1 more favorability point to go. Seeing the juicy piece of meat, it wagged its tail in excitement. The system displayed Mutated Energy Beast Favorability 99. In a flash, Zhao Yue devoured it. "System, congratulations." "Congratulations, you have successfully tamed the combat pet Zhao Yue Wolf King Cub. It now belongs to you." Zhang Shen was overjoyed as the detailed stats panel appeared. Name, Pang. Species, Mutated Energy Beast. Xiao Yue Wolf King. Growth Stage Cub. As its level increases, its power will grow and it will learn new skills. Favorite food, zombie flesh, mutated animal meat. Mutated insects. Combat skill multiplication. Woof. Upon entering battle, its size, strength, speed, and defense increase manifold. After eating its fill, Xiao Yue barked happily woof, seeing it wag its tail with glee. Zhang Shen laughed, so it can even eat zombies, huh? It's really easy to raise. Then he poured water into a bowl and called Erpang, come here and have some water. Looking at the murky water from the tap, Zhang Shen suddenly grew anxious. Phase 2 is approaching, monsters are rampant, and now even the water is contaminated. As darkness fell, Zhang Shen and Xiao Yue dug the ground near the house to plant seeds. Seeing Erpang digging enthusiastically, he said, Erpang, you can stop digging now, we're all out of seeds. Afterward, he used clean water for the newly planted seeds, feeling anxious. If it doesn't rain, the drinking water won't last long. I need to find a water purifier. Once done, he sat up and gazed thoughtfully at the distant buildings. In Phase 2, simple defenses won't be enough. I'll need to set up a barrier net too. After considering this, Zhang Shen turned to instruct Erpang guard the house carefully, and don't let any strange creatures near the garden plot. Erpang wagged its tail wildly as if it understood completely. It barked twice, enthusiastically, woof woof. Instantly, a system notification lit up in the game's public chat channel. Has anyone noticed? The spring water around the city has become murky. That's right, and the zombies seem to be getting tougher. Yesterday, I saw a zombie as big as a bus. Everyone absolutely do not turn on your lights at night. A new type of ground-crawling creature has appeared lately, and they're drawn to light. Why haven't we seen the Master Wang Jiran in a while? Does anyone still have him added? I have something to trade with him. Has anyone seen a zombie with a handgun in the central department store building? That's my lost boss. Another message popped up immediately after. Hello everyone, I'm Zheng Hao. My camp now has 15 survivors, including me, and 3 of us are very strong. Yesterday, we attacked the Fuxing supermarket on East Street. I'm planning more operations like that soon. Everyone is welcome to join us. For those surviving alone, be careful out there. I don't want to join any camp. You find supplies just to have to share them. In the ruined city, people were fighting for their lives against a fierce zombie horde. A white-haired girl swung her sword, burying it in a zombie's head. Next to her, a young man with an axe downed another one. The white-haired girl beamed, today's haul is pretty good, that's the 12th zombie. Suddenly, an arrow whistled out of nowhere and lodged in her neck, stunning the axe-wielding young man. He immediately cried out in pain, Xiao Yun, but then a second arrow flew towards him. It finished him off instantly. 2 corpses lay still on the ground, a wrongful death. Witnessing the scene, their leader exclaimed in shock, "Didn't I tell you not to kill that woman?" Zhao Hui answered coldly, "What's done is done. With me around, do you still feel it's not enough?" Then she put her foot on the windowsill, urging, "Stop dawdling, let's go get the loot." The boss suddenly grabbed her arm. "Wait, someone's here." Down below, Zhang Shen sauntered forward with a katana slung over his shoulder. A bright red warning flashed, "Careful, 3rd floor window. There are 2 archer bandits there." His gaze instantly locked onto the 2 of them, his body tensing defensively. He observed quietly, using ranged weapons to ambush. Clearly, quite a few victims had already fallen to them. Zhao Hui raised her bow to shoot, but the boss quickly stopped her, whispering, "Hold on, don't give away our position. This kid came from the riverbank where the zombies gather." Saying that, he messaged through the system panel, "Lao-san, get over here, we've got a tough one." Meanwhile, Zhang Shen was silently calculating it would take me 20 seconds to climb to the 3rd floor. By that time, they'll have already run away. I need a way to lure them down. Suddenly, 2 strangers blocked his path, which he found amusing. Oh, a 2-pronged attack. It seems they're an organized gang. The leader of the 3 was Lao-san. He growled threateningly, "Hey, hand over all your supplies and we'll spare your life." Seeing their smug expressions, Zhang Shen replied with sarcasm, "All right, I'll say the same thing to you." As soon as he spoke, a tall, brawny young man burst from the bushes behind him, roaring, "Go to hell." Simultaneously, Zhao Hui let an arrow fly. Thanks to his keen instincts, Zhang Shen snatched it out of the air right before it hit his heart. Even so, the burly man's axe still slammed hard into his back, making it impossible for him to dodge. Seeing him fall, Lao-san cackled victoriously. "Ha ha ha! This brainless punk actually dared to act tough with me." The brawny young man waved his hand and signaled, "Boss, you can all come down now." Zhao Hui leaped down, but the boss yelled, "Wait!" Zhao Hui ignored him and landed her voice full of contempt. "How can you be the boss when you're such a coward? I think from now on, everyone should just listen to me." Then she aggressively declared, "From now on, you all listen to me." Zhang Shen still held his katana tightly, not letting go, noticing this. The boss immediately shouted a warning, "This is bad. Lao Si, be careful." As the words left his mouth, Zhang Shen had already silently appeared behind Lao Si, his eyes as sharp as a predator's, while Lao Si was still stunned. He was struck by a fatal blow from Zhang Shen's sword from behind. After the deed was done, Zhang Shen flashed a wicked smile and said, "Finally, the whole gang is here." Enraged, Lao San brandished his knife and charged, screaming, "Give me my brother's life back." In an instant, he was cut in two by Zhang Shen's sharp sword. A bright red warning flashed, "Careful grenade." A world-shaking explosion erupted, completely obscuring Zhang Shen's view. Taking advantage of the moment, the boss grabbed Xiao Hui's wrist and started running, shouting in a panic hurry, "We've messed with the wrong person." The thunderous explosion also swept up two of his lackeys, incinerating them in the blaze. They managed a final, pitiful cry. Boss Zhang Shen escaped by vaulting away. He grabbed onto a nearby balcony and swiftly climbed up. As they ran, Xiao Hui asked irritably, "Don't you have more grenades in your pouch? We wouldn't have to be running away like this." The boss answered, gasping for breath, "Did you see the speed and power of his sword? He's probably reached the peak of human physical limits. We're no match for him." After running a short distance, he suddenly saw Zhang Shen's silhouette looming above them. "Damn it, he's catching up." Zhang Shen was in hot pursuit of the pair. Suddenly, the boss and Xiao Hui froze. Xiao Hui asked, her voice trembling, "What is that?" In front of them stood a giant zombie. Zhang Shen then landed behind them, sending a chill down the boss's spine. The giant zombie advanced, followed by a thick horde of lesser zombies. Trapped between a rock and a hard place, the boss panicked and pleaded, "We were blind to have offended you today. We're willing to give you half of our supplies. Please just let us go." Hearing that, Zhang Shen smirked. "Do you take me for a beggar? At least 80%? The boss scowled in protest. "80% is way too much," Xiao Hui yelled. "Don't push your luck if you keep this up. When the giant zombie arrives, you won't be able to escape either." Zhang Shen calmly replied, "Fine. Then let's all wait together." A red warning echoed, "Try to stay away from the giant zombie. It can kill you in a flash." The bloated zombie let out a terrifying roar. It advanced step by step, its terrifying aura draining all the color from Xiao Hui's and the boss's faces. To save his own skin, the boss immediately relented. "Fine. 80%, then 80%. But first you have to drop the sword in your hand, then I'll toss you the ring on my finger." Zhang Shen opened his hand and let the sword fall. Seeing this, the boss whispered to Xiao Hui, "He's been fooled. When the zombies get close, I'll toss a grenade that way." She picked up the sword from the ground. Xiao Hui nodded in agreement. Without a weapon, his physical strength means nothing. Zhang Shen suddenly broke into a cunning smile. On the other side, the zombie horde swarmed in like a tide. The boss searched frantically, but couldn't find his grenade. The boss yelled in panic, "My grenade!" Suddenly, Xiao Hui snatched his hand. The boss was stunned and horrified. "Xiao Hui, what are you doing?" But she just calmly pushed him. The ravenous zombies smiled sinisterly, and at that moment the boss knew his fate was sealed. He faced the giant, pale-faced zombie alone, which swung its arm and sent him flying far away. The boss screamed in agony, "Why would you do this?" Xiao Hui turned and fled politely, replying, "Didn't you say you loved me? Then go and block the zombies for me." The boss fell to the ground. "Ha, I want to," but the giant zombie stomped him into a bloody pulp. Holding a grenade, Xiao Hui leaped into the air. The second explosion erupted right in front of Zhang Shen, filling the air with fire and smoke. He was silently astonished at her ruthlessness, daring to detonate a grenade right before his eyes in an instant. The giant zombie was completely unscathed. It casually chewed on the boss's corpse. His gaze swept over the storage ring, but the zombie had already noticed him. It stared at Zhang Shen with ravenous desire and lunged forward, extending its hand as a warning flashed. "Immediately get away from the giant zombie and hunt down the female bandit, or choose a better option." Zhang Shen quickly retreated, thinking to himself, "Forget it, I'll go back for the saber." Meanwhile, Zheng Hao's group unexpectedly discovered the corpse of the girl from before. After a close inspection, Qian Zhenyu said, "This is definitely the work of those bandits." Zheng Hao frowned, wondering, "It's strange, why weren't the supplies on her body taken?" Suddenly, a team member shouted in alarm, "Boss Zheng, there's a bandit's corpse over here." Hearing this, Zheng Hao panicked completely. He immediately roared a warning to everyone, "The bandit is dead too. This is not good. This is a trap. The corpse is bait. Be on guard." As soon as he finished speaking, the team members quickly formed a defensive arc, tightly protecting Zheng Hao, Qi Hongda, and Qian Zhenyu in the center. Suddenly, from a distance, Yao Hui rushed towards them, looking panicked as she fled and shouting curses. "Are you crazy? Why are you chasing me instead of getting the storage ring?" A sudden gunshot rang out, and Xiao Hui collapsed instantly. The entire group on the scene erupted in terrified chaos. Zhang Shen aimed his gun straight at them and ordered coldly, "Nobody move." He skillfully raised his hand to activate the system, and in a moment the system notification panel appeared. Blueprint for basic water purifier. Requires 1 common water purifier, 5 energy crystals. The basic water purifier can be used to clean water for brushing teeth and washing your face. For irrigation, but not drinkable. Zheng Hao trembled in fear and whispered to Zhen Yu, "Take all the rings from the corpses on the ground and give them to him. If he still doesn't give up Hongda, you lead the team and retreat immediately. Zhen Yu and I will hold him off." After giving his instructions, Zheng Hao stepped forward and began to negotiate in an amicable tone. "We were just passing through and meant no offense." Zhen Yu acted at once, placing the rings on the ground in front of him. Seeing this, Zhang Shen looked slightly suspicious. He chambered around an action that utterly terrified Zhen Yu. Zheng Hao and Qi Hongda also stood nearby, their faces filled with anxiety. Zhang Shen picked up the 2 rings and said, "I didn't kill them. You found the rings first, so they naturally belong to you." He then tossed the 2 rings back and turned to leave. A delighted Zheng Hao called out, "Thank you. Can you tell us your name?" Zhang Shen answered casually, "Just call me Lei Feng." As dawn broke, Zhang Shen stood on high ground watching the slow-moving tide of zombies. He was lost in thought, having searched several times without finding the saber or the ring. Could someone have already taken them, but the zombies are still here? Did someone really risk charging in here? Whatever, I'll just go home and do some farming. In a dark corner, Xiao Shi was cheering joyfully for having found Zhang Shen's katana, clicking his tongue in approval. Tisk, tisk, tisk. "What a fine blade, I'm so lucky today." Back in the garden, Zhang Shen carefully checked the system parameters. The meat potatoes had started to sprout and needed another 120 days to mature. Fertilizer could be used to speed up growth, but only once every 3 days. The planting soil was beginning to show signs of sprouting. The system announced the consumption of 200 mutant fertilizers. Successfully synthesized 20 rapid growth fertilizers. Successfully used 7 rapid growth fertilizers. The meat potatoes are now 60 days from maturity. At the same time, a fresh green sprout broke through the soil. It stretched vigorously in the morning sun. Seeing this, Zhang Shen cheered silently. "In another 3 days, I'll use more fertilizer and the meat potatoes will surely be ready in time. Then I can collect the seeds to plant on the small island." He turned around to see Pang had brought a bucket of water. Looking at the crystal-clear water in the bucket, Zhang Shen thought with satisfaction, this basic purifier is not bad at all. If I can find the blueprint for an intermediate purifier, I won't have to worry about drinking water. He walked over and petted Pang's head, "Good boy. After we're done watering, we'll go fight some zombies." Hearing this, Pang wagged its tail in excitement. Time passed quietly, and soon it was late at night. The moon was as bright as ever, and zombies still wandered throughout the desolate city. An arrow whizzed through the air, piercing a zombie's head. The shooter was Zhang Shen. A moment later, a volley of arrows rained down, felling a large number of zombies below. Pang had now entered its combat state. Wherever it charged, zombies were torn to shreds. Attention, the moon-devouring Wolf King Overdrive combat state can be deactivated at any time. Seeing Pang's fierce rampage, Zhang Shen mentally assessed its new form. Its combat power isn't bad. I need to upgrade myself soon, too. So he activated the item collection system. The system continuously reported you have collected 13 zombie corpses, receiving 5 mutant fertilizers and 19 energy cores. To upgrade Awakened rank, 103 out of 103 energy cores required. Suddenly, a strange object in the distance caught Pang's eye. It let out a loud bark and shot off in pursuit. Seeing this, a worried Zhang Shen shouted loudly, "Pang, don't chase it, it's dangerous." At that moment, Pang was pursuing a mutant zombie while another ambushed it from above, waiting for it to get closer. As Pang charged deeper, 2 mutant zombies immediately dove down. Pang chomped down on one, but its body was grabbed tightly by the other, which bit and tore at it with sharp fangs. Its tentacles pierced through Pang's body. After finishing off the one in its mouth, it whimpered in pain, "Arf woof." However, more mutant zombies kept leaping down, attacking relentlessly. A moment later, an arrow shot out and knocked down a mutant zombie. Zhang Shen shouted encouragement, "Pang, hang on. I'm here." As soon as he spoke, he drew his bow to its fullest, thinking, "I absolutely cannot miss." A moment later, the arrow flew down with incredible speed, but the mutant zombie caught it with ease. It snapped the arrow as he watched. Zhang Shen was incredibly tense, muttering angrily. It broke again. A mutant zombie suddenly switched targets and attacked him. Seeing this, Zhang Shen grew excited, thinking to himself, "Perfect, this saves me the trouble of going after it." But at lightning speed, it shot into the air, extending its tentacles to attack with a terrifying shriek. As if anticipating this, he drew his knife and waited. When it dropped to the right altitude, he roared, "Die!" The The system immediately reported successfully killed one reptilian larva, received 15 energy crystals. Zhang Shen instantly yelled, "Erpang, turn your back towards me." Following the command, Erpang spun around. Simultaneously, Zhang Shen's arrow pierced the mutant zombie on its back. The other one quickly leaped off as Erpang lunged forward, tearing the zombie before it to pieces with its fangs and claws. Zhang Shen quickly stopped it. "Don't bite it, Erpang. We need a swift victory. Something feels off here. Let's pull back." And so the two of them retreated as the surrounding mutant zombies watched with covetous eyes. They let out horrifying growls. The unexpected encounter terrified Zhang Shen. The high-level mutant zombies gave chase relentlessly, forcing him to flee for his life. He grumbled irritably as he ran. "I knew I shouldn't have brought you out." Erpang, now back in its cute puppy form, replied with a bewildered bark woof. Suddenly, a level 2 mutant zombie blocked his path with many more lurking overhead. Too many of them. Zhang Shen thought, this is all too strange. Is a cataclysm about to happen? An idea struck him and he commanded split up. Erpang replied woof. Meanwhile, Zheng Hao's group was in front of a supermarket. Two people stood guard carefully outside, while inside Zheng Hao kept rushing them, "Hurry up or you'll attract zombies," just as he feared a mutant zombie suddenly leaped down. It landed in front of the two guards, followed by a horde of strange deformed zombies. One of the men screamed in terror, "Ambushers." The two of them scrambled inside, slamming the door shut. A young man in brown yelled, "Holy crap, there are 4 of them." Seeing how terrified they were, Qian Zhenyu asked, "What's happening? Why have so many ambushers appeared at once?" The short-haired girl beside her face twisted in terror, said tremblingly, "We're done for. There's no going back." Through the glass door of the supermarket, a mutant zombie was clinging to it. The man in gray turned pale with fear. Zheng Hao quickly shouted, "Use the cabinet, block the door." Everyone pushed the massive cabinet with all their strength to withstand the zombie's brutal force. Meanwhile, Zhang Shen was surrounded in the street by a horde of mutant zombies. He had to use his abilities to defeat them. The system reported repeatedly obtained 10 energy cores. From a high vantage point, the short-haired girl witnessed the scene and quickly cried out, "Look, someone is surrounded by those ambushers." After watching Zhang Shen fight, her fear quickly turned to admiration. "Oh my God, 1 slash per kill. This isn't being surrounded at all." Qian Zhenyu silently realized he was fighting. With relish. Zhang Shen was completely unaware of 2 mutant zombies rushing him from behind. Qian Zhenyu screamed in panic, "Watch out behind you." However, thanks to his superior observation, Haki Truong Than immediately swung his knife and took down those 2 creatures in the blink of an eye. He even pulled a gun from his pocket and blew its head off. At that moment in the apartment complex, Tu Hai suddenly woke up. She rubbed her eyes and said uncomfortably, "It's so hot." She gently touched her face to check, then asked, "Why is my face so hot?" The system suddenly displayed a notification. "Congratulations, you have successfully ascended. The awakened unit has been unlocked. The talent system is now open." After reading these lines, Tu Hai was utterly stunned. "An awakened? I just took a nap and I became an awakened." Over with Trin Hao, he was completely bewildered, saying so many lurkers have suddenly appeared. "This is truly bizarre. Today's plan is cancelled. Let's head straight back to the stadium." Meanwhile, Truong Than was still running for his dear life, silently cursing in his head. "Damn it, it's chased me for 6 blocks, isn't it tired?" Suddenly, the zombies chasing him stopped dead in their tracks. This left Truong Than stunned, and he wondered why they had suddenly stopped. A glaring red notification flashed. A lucky survivor in the current game world has been detected illegally ascending to become an awakened. Phase 2 of the game will now commence. 59 seconds remaining until game refresh. After reading the notification, Truong Than was completely astonished. He thought to himself, "An illegal awakening. Did someone use a hack?" The red notification continued. In Phase 2 of the game, infant lurkers will evolve into their adult forms, posing a massive threat. Immediate elimination is recommended. Truong Than glanced over. Seeing the dazed zombies, he whispered, "This is a perfect opportunity." The red notification counted down 39 seconds until game refresh. Meanwhile, Trin Hao was rushing away. He shouted, "Find a nearby shelter quick." Truong Than, however, remained calm as he collected the corpses of the mutated zombies while the menacing red notification remained on display. 25 seconds until game refresh. Game commencing resource allocation. Phase 2 zombie group is refreshing. Another red notification appeared. The zombie group are phantoms at the spawn point, not yet fully materialized. Among them are many giant zombies and giant lurkers. After seeing this, Truong Than was stunned and said, "My God, so many zombies." The road is completely blocked. What am I going to do? System, is there another way? The system displayed a blue notification: go through the small alley and turn right. 300 meters ahead, a truck with a full tank of gas is about to spawn. You can drive it to break through the zombie horde. After hearing this, Truong Tan said awkwardly, "But I don't know how to drive." When the system didn't respond, he immediately took off running. "Whatever, it's just holding a steering wheel, isn't it? I'll just risk it." The red system notification continued its countdown, 15 seconds until game refresh. As he ran, he panicked. Why aren't the zombies here yet? This second phase is completely unsurvivable. So he had no choice but to run straight through the lion's den, thinking, "I'm screwed, I'm not going to make it." A giant zombie was already staring hungrily in his direction. The red notification continued its second-by-second countdown, 8 seconds until game refresh. Truong Tan rushed to the truck as the system's countdown notification displayed. 5 seconds until game refresh. However, a zombie suddenly appeared on top of the truck, making him yell in frustration. "Hey system, is this your idea of a special gift? But I don't even have a chance to open the door." Then his eyes fell upon the space under the truck. A crazy idea popped into his head as he said, "I'll hide underneath first." At that moment, the system announced 3 seconds until game refresh. Truong Tan quickly slid under the truck, but unfortunately, his foot slammed into an extremely hard rock. At that exact moment, a notification appeared: Reincarnation Game Phase 2 has officially begun. We wish the players a good time. But Truong Tan was on the ground, rolling around and clutching his foot in agony. He cursed, "Damn it, where the hell did that rock come from?" From the air, a large mutated zombie pounced at him. He managed to dodge just in time, but the pavement where it landed completely shattered. Truong Tan was horrified at the sight, thinking its head has gotten bigger, but it seemed slower. The zombie leaped up again to grab him, swiping at him from below, but he instantly leaned back to evade the attack. He landed swiftly, thinking to himself, "That was dangerous. I can't keep up with its speed at all. If I keep fighting like this, I'm sure to die." The zombie, having failed to catch him, began to search. Spotting him on the ground, it immediately dove down. I didn't expect it to be so persistent. Truong Tan was inwardly terrified, already planning his retreat. "My saber isn't with me. I can't possibly fight it. I need to find a hiding spot first," he thought. He ran for the truck with the zombie accelerating in pursuit. Truong Tan yanked open the door and jumped inside, but his eyes landed on an extremely advanced human weapon, a rocket launcher. Without a moment's hesitation, he grabbed it and shot off one of the creature's legs, watching it shriek in agony. Aiming through the scope, Truong Tan said with relish, "That's for being so arrogant." Then he pulled the trigger. A small rocket shot out, hitting the mutated zombie and blowing it to pieces. Meanwhile, Trin Hao's group had been completely surrounded by zombies. Trin Hao shouted as he fought, "Hold on. If we stick together, we can definitely break through this encirclement." However, his teammates were not as strong. One of them was quickly overwhelmed and tortured by a zombie screaming, "I don't want to die." A rhythmic thudding sound echoed, "Boom! Boom!" the steps of a giant zombie. Stomping heavily on the pavement, a colossal zombie the size of a skyscraper approached Trin Hao's group. A pink-haired girl screamed in terror, "We're finished! The giant zombie is coming. We're all going to die here." Trin Hao tried to calm them down. "Don't panic. Let's stay close, fall back slowly, and look for their weakness." Tu Hoan Dat immediately interjected, "That's not going to work. We need something to attract that giant zombie." He hesitated for a long while before proposing an idea. "I have a way for most of us to escape the encirclement. It only requires sacrificing a few of our own." Hearing this, Trin Hao was stunned. He immediately yelled, "Shut your mouth," Tu Hoan Dat quickly retorted. "This is a world where the strong devour the weak. If we don't make a sacrifice, everyone dies. With an attitude like yours, you're fundamentally unfit to lead this team." The atmosphere, already tense, became more tense than ever. Tien Chan Ngok's voice cut in. "Stop arguing." She shouted a reminder. "The giant zombie is coming." Trin Hao immediately moved to the front to clear a path. He said, "Follow me. Retreat towards that sewer over there." They had only run a short way when a manhole cover suddenly flew into the air. A mutated zombie crawled out from below, bearing its terrifyingly sharp fangs and claws. The sight of it terrified Trin Hao. "That's Tu Hoan," Dat said, "an adult lurker." The man beside them cried out, "We're done for. We're really done for this time." Tu Hoan Dat looked at Trin Hao and said mockingly, "See what happens when you don't listen to me. Now we can't escape even with a decoy." Suddenly, an approaching truck caught their attention. "Hey, look!" A truck inside Truong Tan was at the wheel, laughing heartily as he drove. "Ha ha ha, sweet." The system flashed continuous notifications. Acquired 3 energy cores. Acquired 4 energy cores. Acquired 3 energy cores. Awakened upgrade progress 588 out of 300 energy cores. You have met the requirements for an upgrade. Do you wish to proceed? Truong Tan quickly pressed yes. The system then emitted rays of blue light that flowed into his body. A moment later, a new notification appeared. Congratulations on your successful upgrade to Initial Awaken Phase 1. Talent system unlocked. Upgrade to Initial Awaken Phase 2 requires 288 out of 1,200 energy cores. He picked up the gun he had just found in the truck. Seeing Truong Tan's truck approaching the survivors, we're overjoyed. The truck is heading our way. We're saved. We're finally saved. However, Truong Tan aimed the rocket launcher out the window. He pulled the trigger, firing a rocket that created a massive explosion, kicking up a thick cloud of smoke and dust. Someone even exclaimed with joy, "That's so cool." Tien Chan Ngok said cheerfully, "It's him." Truong Tan's truck sped past them, mowing down the zombies in its path. Seeing the path cleared, Trin Hao immediately shouted, "Go now, everyone, follow me." Meanwhile, Tu Hai, despite being surrounded on all four sides by zombies, was thinking to herself with ease. It's a good thing my talent is turning into a zombie. Not only did I escape that calamity, but in the future, living among them while gathering supplies won't be scary anymore. Suddenly, Map came into her sight. The moment she saw it, Tu Hai exclaimed, "What a cute little dog." Meanwhile, Trin Hao's group, having just been saved by Truong Tan, they were able to retreat without any casualties. Tu Huan Dot looked wary and asked, "Should we send someone to follow him and see where he's going?" Trin Hao immediately flew into a rage and shouted, "Are you trying to get us all killed? We just invited him to join us, but he wasn't interested. This kind of person is not to be trifled with." Tien Chan Ngok was worried about Truong, then she thought to herself. After not seeing him for a few days, it seems he has grown even stronger. Truong Tan's truck rushed towards an iron gate where he saw Hai Map. It barked with joy, woof woof. Truong Tan quickly got out of the truck. He stroked its head and said, "Hai Map, you're back. You worried me to death. How are your wounds?" Hai Map wagged its tail wildly in delight. "Woof, woof, woof." From the balcony, Tu Hai exclaimed in surprise. We have a guest. The moment she saw Truong, then she was stunned and thought zombie big bro. Truong Tan was talking to Hai Map again. "You mean that guest saved you and even healed your wounds?" Hai Map barked in confirmation. Woof, woof. Suddenly a warning notification flashed. "Watch your head!" Tu Hai suddenly grabbed his katana and swung it. She said gleefully, "Zombie big bro, I won't let you die out in the wild." He took a small step back, just enough to dodge her move. He said, "So it is you." Then he quickly grabbed her hand, pushed her away, and took back his katana. He said, "Wait, isn't this my blade?" Seeing that he was perfectly fine, Tu Hai asked, "Boss, you didn't turn into a zombie. You didn't wait for me. I had such a hard time finding you." Truong Tan replied, "Stop with the fake familiarity. And what is with your appearance? Are you about to turn?" Tu Hai started showing off her skills to Truong. Then, hey, this is a skill I awakened instinctively. Truong Tan tightened his grip on the katana and slashed. Fortunately, Tu Hai leaned back, dodging the deadly blade. She asked, "Boss, what are you doing?" Truong Tan did not answer and swung his sword again, which Tu Hai quickly dodged. She immediately yelled, "Skill natural bind." A cloud of green smoke suddenly enveloped Truong Tan, causing him to choke and cough, cough, cough. A blue notification appeared, "Become a green-level zombie of the zombification talent system for 30 seconds. Abnormal zombie zombification is contained." Seeing Tu Hai was serious, Truong Tan quickly raised his hand and said, "Stop, stop, stop. I was just testing. You don't get real. This talent cough, cough is pretty cool." He was secretly tense. Besides those 3 hackers and himself, she was the third awakened person he knew of. With no combat skills, how did she level up so quickly? Her personality is questionable. All things considered, I cannot keep her around. Thinking this, he walked closer and said indifferently, "Thank you, Tu Hai, for saving and treating my battle pet. I assume you have already cleaned out the food in my refrigerator. So can you please leave now?" Tu Hai avoided his sly gaze and said, "You are the boss. Providing food and shelter is a given. How can you kick me out after I just ate a little of your food?" Hearing her words, Truong Tan pulled out a megaphone. He spoke clearly. "Who said I was your boss? And you call that eating a little?" The megaphone startled Tu Hai. She begged earnestly, "Do not be so cruel. I have lots of skill books and blueprints and 30 ring fragments. They can all pay for my food and board." Truong Tan was extremely annoyed and said firmly, "No negotiations. It is a no. It is just not possible. With you here, I can only sleep with one eye open. It is too annoying." Then, as he pulled her hair painfully, Tu Hai said, I also know the location of an armory. Your ammo will run out sooner or later. It will be even more troublesome then." Hearing her words, Truong Tan crossed his arms and ordered, "Speak." "Where is the armory?" "Fine," Tu Hai said defensively. "I will tell you in 1 week. What if you kick me out right after I tell you? I would be at a disadvantage. I have to stay here first." Then Truong Than said to Hai Map beside him, "You watch her. If you spot any unusual behavior, report to me immediately." Hai Map barked in response, "Woof woof." Tu Hai quickly started to leave. "I will head back to the building first then." Truong Than called out, "Wait. Do not you have skill books and blueprints for me?" Hearing this, Tu Hai played dumb. "What skill books? There are not any skill books. You must have misheard." Truong Than saw her playing innocent. He had no choice but to threaten her. "It seems I still have plenty of rocket ammunition. It does not matter if I do not go to that armory." Seeing how terrifying he was, she immediately lowered her head and said, "I remember now. There are skill books and blueprints. Thanks to your good memory, boss, I will get them out as a gift for you." Hearing this, Truong Than said, "Hump, you dare play games with me? You are still too naive." Tu Hai suddenly raised her hand and the system displayed multiple windows with various titles. One professional climbing skill helps you become a master climber. You can climb most buildings and cliffs. Master tailoring skill allows you to use fabric to craft clothes, shoes, and protective gear with effectiveness increasing with your level. Crafted products have a chance to be rare and possess bonus attributes. Wood gathering method allows you to gather wood from trees and wooden items. Precise bow and arrow blueprint allows you to understand the method for crafting bows and arrows. All-seeing eye allows you to see your opponent's power level. It also has a see-through ability that grows stronger as its level increases. Truong Than interacted with the system for a moment and a notification appeared. You have successfully learned and mastered the wood gathering method. You have learned professional climbing skill and master tailoring skill. You have mastered the method to craft the precise bow and arrow. The all-seeing eye has been unlocked. Tu Hai also automatically offered a fragment to Truong Than. Seeing this, he said, "Well now, so you do know how to be obedient and hand things over. A teachable child." The system displayed received ring fragment 30. Truong Than suddenly said later, "I will give all this mutated fertilizer to you. From now on, you and Hai Map will be in charge of caring for these meat potatoes. In Phase 2, food will likely be extremely scarce." Tu Hai obediently agreed okay. After assigning the tasks, Truong Than turned back to his room. He said, "I am going to get some rest. You can go familiarize yourself with the surroundings and find something to do." Tu Hai acted obediently, "Rest assured, boss. From now on, I will handle all the odd jobs on the island." She thought happily to herself, "Hey, compared to going out to scavenge for food. This is much more comfortable." Returning to the house, Truong Than opened the system. A notification popped up. System reminder: successfully consumed 120 clean cloths. Based on your preferred style, a level 1 protective suit has been crafted. Another notification appeared. Gene enhancement path. By continuously altering genetic attributes, a stronger physique with higher speed, skill, and resistance can be achieved. Energy enhancement path by increasing the utilization rate of energy cores. The survivor gains access to an energy force field. Detected that you are the first legitimate awakened individual in this world. Obtain 2 talents as a system reward. Do you wish to unlock the gene and energy enhancement simultaneously? A moment later, a system prompt appeared. You have acquired the Gene Evolution talent. Body fortification self-regeneration effect increased 10-fold, can self-heal from minor viral infections. Strength and reaction speed increased by 50%. System prompt: you have acquired the Energy Evolution talent. Introduction. You are enveloped in pure energy. Damage dealt increased by 10%, damage received decreased by 10%. Probability of harvesting energy crystals increased by 20%. New power obtained. Truong Than thought to himself, with the protection of an energy shield and my honed swordsmanship, fighting that giant zombie should be no problem. Meanwhile, at Trin Hao's location, the horde of zombies relentlessly assaulted their house. As Trin Hao desperately boarded up a window, he yelled to the people behind him. After you finish nailing them shut, check them all again carefully. That zombie horde probably will not leave for a while. A young man suddenly dropped his hammer to the floor. Zombies can't get in. The zombies cannot get in, but we cannot get out either. We are all going to die sooner or later. This shelter is our tomb now. Seeing him acting so strangely, Tian Chan Ngok tried to comfort him. Pull yourself together. We have faced so many hardships and traps before. Did not we overcome all of them just fine? Hearing her words, he burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, his eyes suddenly turned a brilliant red. Overcome them, easy for you to say. Then he abruptly transformed into a horrifying zombie. He lunged towards Tian Chan Ngok, screaming ceaselessly. That is because I was the one who got hurt. Witnessing this, Trin Hao panicked and yelled, Chan Ngok, be careful. He has been bitten. The man-turned-zombie lunged at Tian Chan Ngok, and terror was etched on her face. He spoke in a terrifying voice, saying he would let them all taste what it was like to be infected, when a sword suddenly swung over and Si Hengda hurriedly slashed his body in two. Tian Zhenyu was stunned and didn't dare to move. Si Hengda suddenly spoke up and ordered, anyone who is injured, step forward now. I will find a place for you to live peacefully until you turn. Suddenly, two burly men appeared next to him. He loudly declared, if I find out through my own checks, don't blame me for being ruthless. The remaining people heard this and immediately started whispering among themselves. A young boy, drenched in sweat, his body trembling uncontrollably, bravely stepped forward. He looked at Si Hengda with a pitiful and fearful gaze, and upon seeing this, he praised very good. Suddenly, Tu Huan Dat pointed the tip of his blade at the boy's face, sending him into a state of extreme panic. Trin Hao yelled, Huan Dat, don't! Tian Chan Ngok also rushed over. What are you doing? Just as Tu Huan Dat was about to finish the boy, Trin Hao's sword immediately swung out quickly, blocking Tu Huan Dat's cruel blade. Unwilling to give up Tu Huan, Dat skillfully moved his arm, letting his blade slide off the other sword. With a single slash, the boy was killed by Tu Huan Dat. After the deed was done, Tu Huan Dat spoke coldly, Old Trin, don't be so soft-hearted. Both Tian Chan Ngok and Trin Hao were stunned by Tu Huan Dat's cruel act, and so the rage in Trin Hao's heart exploded to its peak. Didn't you promise to let him live until the end? Tian Chan Ngok trembled. He was so serious when he worked earlier. He was always such a good boy. After she spoke, her hand unconsciously clenched, unable to contain the flame of indignation in her heart. Tian Chan Ngok immediately drew her weapon. Tu Huan Dat, you bastard! Tu Huan Dat shouted. Tian Chan Ngok, don't forget who just saved you, and now you want to shoot me with an arrow. Tian Chan Ngok was truly furious, but Trin Hao raised a hand to stop her. He told Chan Ngok to put her bow away. Our group is surrounded by zombies right now. We absolutely cannot have infighting. Listening to Trin Hao, Tian Chan Ngok, trembling with anger, slowly made her bow and arrow disappear. Seeing this, Tu Huan Dat grew smug. Seizing the opportunity, he lunged to attack Tian Chan Ngok. Anyone who wants to kill me must die. Seeing this, she was utterly shocked. Trin Hao quickly reached out his hand. Tu Huan Dat stopped dead in his tracks because a wall of fire erupted before him. He cried out, ah! Suddenly, Tu Huan Dat was wounded by Trin Hao's move. The wound on his stomach began to ooze blood. He cried out in pain. Uga! Then Tu Huan Dat glared at Trin Hao and said, Old Trin, you used a hidden move on me for an outsider. I'm your best friend. A useless burden holding me back, I can't kill him. Someone about to turn, I can't kill them. Someone wants to kill me, and I can't even kill them. In this whole world, you're the most merciful and cautious one. You'll just lead our camp to its death. The wound grew heavier, causing him to collapse to his knees as blood gushed out. At this moment, Tu Huan Dat suddenly spoke. Our entire class 12 of us transmigrated here together. I'm the one who fears death the most. Trin Hao, you saved me. Today I'll give this life back to you. Go on, kill me. However, Trin Hao waved over two muscular men and said, You two get over here. What are you waiting for? Help Huan Dat down and treat his wounds. Afterwards, a frightening look appeared in Trin Hao's eyes as he ordered, What happened today, no one is to ever speak of it again. Forget it all. After hearing this, the remaining people said, Ah. Once things settled, he quickly asked Tian Chan Ngok, Do we have enough food to last a few days? She replied, 2 days. And so, Trin Hao urgently laid out a plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, wait until most of the zombies have dispersed. I will go out alone to gather supplies. Hearing this, Tian Chan Ngok was suddenly extremely surprised. He continued, If I'm not back by nightfall, you should all disperse. Tears suddenly appeared on Tian Chan Ngok's face. She said emotionally, Captain, 4 days later at Truong Than's house, sweet potato sprouts were growing vigorously. Zhao Shi was playing with the two fat dogs. Go on, charge. The two of them had harvested a pile of high-quality potatoes, making her endlessly happy. Wow, just one plant yielded so many fleshy potatoes. This is enough for the three of us to eat for a whole week. Truong Than was lying nearby sunbathing. He spoke up to remind her, don't just think about eating. Remember to collect the seeds and find time to plant them. But then Zhao Shi suddenly proposed an idea. Boss potatoes have a high water content. I don't think they're easy to preserve. How about I use my zombie bones to dry them out a bit? Hearing this, Truong Than went ballistic. He shot up and gave her a piece of his mind. Are you deliberately trying to piss me off? Are you trying to turn the two of us and one dog into 3 ghouls? After hearing that, Zhao Shi said dejectedly, Why are you being so fierce? I just wanted to try it out a little. If you say no, then it's a no. Truong Than was checking the system again. Infected by green-level corpse mist, it can make the potatoes poisonous without destroying their original shape and taste. After reading these lines, he suddenly said, Wait, try it on one potato plant first to see what effect it has. Zhao Shi immediately replied, "Yes, boss." Next, she activated the zombie bones, letting their influence spread throughout the potato plant. The two of them waited for a while. Seeing nothing interesting happen, Zhao Shi spoke in a sad tone. "There's no change at all, but Truong then thought, woohoo, this is exactly the effect I wanted. This is truly an assassination weapon. I'll have to use it when I encounter a tough opponent in the future." He quickly opened the system panel. Harvest Potato pH 31. Truong Tan was secretly surprised. Even the name in the system prompt hasn't changed. I have to be careful not to let my own people eat this. Then he did it again with the other plants. Harvest Wood pH 165. Truong Tan operated the system. Consume Wood pH 100. Energy Crystal Core pH 10 Craft 10 Standard Longbows. Next consume Wood pH 10 Energy Crystal Core pH 3 Receive Arrow pH 3. A moment later, a pile of bows and arrows instantly appeared in front of Zhao Shi. Truong Tan instructed her, "Take these things to the store to sell. Prioritize trading for food and water next. And also energy crystals." After hearing this, Zhao Shi said, "On average, each bow is only worth 3 arrows. Isn't that too little?" Truong Tan said in the cunning voice, "This is something you don't understand. Once we sell the bows, won't they have to keep buying arrows from us? At that point, won't we be able to set the price for the arrows however we want?" Hearing this, Zhao Shi was also filled with excitement. "Yes, he, boss, you're so wicked, don't worry. I guarantee I can sell them all." Then a notification popped up that Trio He Duye had sent a trade request, and he saw this line. Truong Tan was suddenly surprised and said, "Zhao Shiyue, I haven't heard from her in a long time." Another notification appeared. Received mutated fertilizer pH 30 Energy Crystal Core, pH 5 Clean Cloth pH 110. Strong Torch Reserve Battery pH 3. Truong Tan was surprised. A direct trade just like that. So he immediately pressed the call button. Zhao Shiyue appeared not looking very well. She exclaimed, "Ha ha ha ha." She shyly covered her face. "Why did you video call me?" I had already decided to give up. Truong Tan asked in alarm, "What's wrong with you? Did something happen?" The room behind Zhao Shiyue suddenly crumbled apart. She screamed, "Crash roar, it's about to get in." She continued, "Little brother, it was nice knowing you. Thank you for helping me live a little longer. I hope those things are useful to you." Hearing this, Truong Tan grew extremely worried. He said, "Zhao Shiyue, tell me where you are, I can save you." Zhao Shiyue Xiao Shi, who was also watching, was just as surprised. "Oh my goodness, what kind of monster is that? Why is there such a huge footprint on the window?" But looking at the surroundings there, it looks like the armory I went to last time. Suddenly, Zhang Shen grabbed Zhao Shi's shirt. He seriously demanded, "Hurry up and tell me the location. Hurry up." Zhao Shi cried out in fear, "You're going to kill me. Let go. Can't I even speak?" Then she quickly conjured a small map of the entire city for him to see. She said, "It's here. But last time I only circled around the area. I didn't go any deeper inside." Truong Tan said decisively, "Let's go. Everyone, we're heading to the armory." Truong Tan urgently got into the vehicle and drove into the city. At this time, on the chaotic roads, hordes of mutated zombies were wandering everywhere. Zhao Shi, sitting in the car, sighed continuously. The afternoon zombie wave has finally receded. Yesterday, this city must have swallowed countless lives. Truong Tan couldn't help but worry. "Zhao Shiyue, you have to hold on a little longer." Through the window, Trin Hao was desperately fighting a horde of ferocious zombies. Zhao Shi glanced out and exclaimed in surprise, "Look quickly. Someone is soloing an adult crawler." At that moment, Trin Hao was using his familiar technique to fight back. 3 swords shot from his hand towards the mutated zombie. It opened its mouth and let out a terrifying guttural roar. Trin Hao immediately swung his sharp sword, cleanly severing its head. The system flashed a notification. Eye of Perception has been opened. Extreme Physique is taking effect. Adrenaline. Awakener upgrade requires 1 out of 300. Truong Tan remarked, "That guy just leveled up. Daring to charge in alone with such unusual power, he's even braver than I was back then." The more Trin Hao fought, the more frenzied he became. He continuously shot out blazing red sword blades, aiming with perfect accuracy. They quickly split the zombies' heads in 2. Trin Hao landed steadily on the ground. Just then, he saw Truong Tan's truck speed past. He immediately cursed, "Damn it, using a truck to run over zombies from that far away." Soon, Truong Tan drove the vehicle onto a desolate and ruined road and suddenly shouted, "Hold on tight," as hordes of zombies swarmed in to attack the car. The vehicle and the people inside shook violently each time it ran over a zombie, and the system would flash a notification, "Received a Phase 5 energy core, received a Phase 3 energy core. Received a Phase 4 energy core, received a Phase 6 energy core." Xiao Wei checked the system and suddenly exclaimed in amazement, "Wow, I got an energy core too." It seems to be distributed evenly. But as expected, the boss gets the best benefits. Suddenly, a giant zombie loomed into view, and Zhao Shi cried out in panic, "There's a giant zombie, be careful!" Two Fats also barked loudly, "Woof woof." Truong Than's eyes were highly focused, and he immediately drove the car straight at it. A geyser of crimson erupted continuously as Yao Shi breathed a sigh of relief that was a close one. Truong Than boasted proudly, "My truck is a reinforced heavy-duty model. It's not afraid of a few more giant zombies," but as he was speaking enthusiastically, a zombie suddenly clung tightly to the windshield. It made them both scream, and Truong Than hurriedly swerved. The car shook so violently that the zombie slid off the windshield, but the trouble wasn't over. Another mutated zombie suddenly leaped onto the roof of the car. When Truong Than saw it, he cursed, "Damn it." Then he turned to her and said, "You drive, I'm going out to slash them." After pushing the steering wheel to Xiao Shi, he quickly opened the car door and shouted loudly, "Two Fats, you get down first and follow stealthily from behind. Woof, woof, woof. The intelligent lurker waits for the right moment to strike." Then he jumped onto the roof of the car where a horde of zombies had long been lying in ambush. He knocked a few away and yelled, "Take the truck, I'm leaving it to you. Speed up and get through, don't stop." The system suddenly displayed a notification: Enlightenment Shield activated, effective for 15 minutes. Two mutated zombies charged at him simultaneously, and Truong Than sneered, "Learned to pincer attack, huh? Too bad you picked the wrong prey," he said, using his sword to block their attacks as another one charged from behind, which he skillfully dodged by leaning aside. Then he swung his sword, slashing it hard, and sneered, "What level are you to think you can sneak attack me?" The system flashed, successfully killed an adult lurker, received a 36 energy core. Suddenly, a zombie crawled close and bit him hard. He punched it straight in the face and taunted loudly, "Is this all the skill you have? Go back and evolve some more." Next, his sword slash severed another zombie's arm, facing the remaining two. He sneered, "You're still too green to compare tactics with humans." Then he swung his sword and charged forward, shouting, "Now it's my turn to take the initiative." However, his eyes glanced at another one. This was a classic feint. The system displayed a notification: "Successfully killed an adult lurker, received a 32 energy core." One zombie suddenly bolted, and Truong Than sighed in relief. It finally ran away. "If it hadn't, my arm was going numb and I couldn't lift it." Luckily, the shield that blocks 10% of damage kicked in. The system displayed a notification activating the tenacious body talent, beginning muscle repair. The bite mark on his shoulder gradually closed when suddenly a zombie appeared out of nowhere. Lightning fast, it restrained and pinned him down, but he sprang up with a cunning smile, trying to feign retreat to advance with me, eh? "You're going to die an ugly death!" Just then, Two Fats rushed forward, bearing its ferocious claws, which terrified the mutated zombie. However, it couldn't escape Two Fats' strength. A single sword strike came down, and the system again displayed, "Successfully killed an adult lurker, received a 32 energy core." After that, Truong Than patted Two Fat's head with warm praise. "You knew to step up in a crisis, good job!" Zhao Shi suddenly shouted, "Boss, get in quick! The system is on red alert. 50 meters ahead of the truck, there's a large concentration of giant zombies." Zhao Shi hurriedly shouted, "There are too many giant zombies ahead at this moment." Zhao Shi was in a complete panic, sweating profusely. She cried for help. "Boss, I can't slow down. We're about to crash." Truong Than lay prone and quickly opened the car door. "What are you spacing out for? Move over." Startled by him, Zhao Shi unconsciously swerved, and Truong Than's vehicle hurtled towards the sea. Seeing the imminent danger, Zhao Shi screamed, "Boss, watch out for the bridge railing." Truong Than hurriedly turned the wheel, steering the car away from a collision and sending it speeding straight ahead. Under Truong Than's control, the vehicle became more ferocious than ever, smashing every zombie in its path. Zhao Shi, on the verge of tears, stammered, "Boss, do you feel like our car is about to explode?" Hearing this, Truong then scolded, "Don't jinx it." The system notification sounded again. "Killed one giant zombie, received a 36 energy core." Suddenly, another notification appeared. "Truck will explode in 40 seconds." Seeing this, Truong Than panicked and thought to himself, 40 seconds isn't enough. The front of the truck started to billow thick smoke, and inside the cabin, flames licked fiercely. Zhao Shi begged in terror, "Boss, can you slow down? I want to get out and throw up a little." Truong Than replied decisively, "No." Woof, woof, woof in his heart. He was now calling Trio Haiduyet's name. "We're coming." So not only did he not stop, he even stepped on the gas to accelerate. Zhao Shi suddenly shouted, "We're here, this is the place." Truong Than opened the door and said, "I'll count to 3, and we all jump 3, 2, jump." As soon as he finished speaking, Zhao Shi, Two Fats, and Truong Than immediately leaped from the vehicle. A moment later, it exploded violently. Zhao Shi burst into tears. "From now on, even if you beat me to death, I'll never ride in your car again, boss." Two Fats also whimpered, "Woof, woof," and Truong then yelled, "Stop complaining, let's run now." Zhao Shi suddenly asked, "Boss, are we just going to keep running like this?" He replied, "What else?" Is it better to sit here and wait for the zombies to come? Suddenly, a system window flashed in the tunnel. There is a large lizard. Its strength is comparable to a Stage 2 awakened one. Please be careful when entering. After reading it, Truong Than exclaimed in shock what soon they were facing that giant lizard. It looked at him with hungry eyes and immediately opened its mouth to attack. Truong Than pushed Xiaoxi aside and yelled, "Get back!" Two Fats barked loudly. Woof! Xiaoxi fell backward, and seeing him get chomped by the lizard, she panicked and cried out, "Boss!" Anxious Two Fats relentlessly clawed at the giant lizard, and seeing this, Xiaoxi shouted, "Two Fats, don't go!" Soon, Two Fats was thrown back by it. She was horrified, Two Fats, and thought to herself, "This can't be happening. Are we all going to die here this time?" Suddenly, the lizard froze. It opened its mouth wide, and an explosion erupted from within, allowing Truong Than to escape safely. Seeing him emerge unharmed, Xiaoxi was moved to tears of joy. "Boss, I knew you were too tough to die." And then, Truong Than sneered, "Eating anything will only harm yourself." Then he fired a rocket at the giant lizard, and the system displayed a notification, "Quick victory." The great lizard was recovering from its wounds. Next, Truong Than drew his katana and leaped into the air, thinking, "I'll take your life while you're weak." Suddenly, the lizard whipped around and attacked with its long tongue. Unfortunately, he was hit, and fresh blood spurted from his mouth. He thought too fast as he quickly landed on the ground. He clutched his chest and cursed, "Damn it, my sternum feels broken. I can't delay any longer." The system suddenly suggested the eyes are the most vulnerable part of the lizard species. This can injure it. Its fatal weak point is its spine. Seeing this, Truong then shouted loudly, "Xiaoxi, use corpse mist to attack this thing's eyes." Following the order, Xiaoxi quickly raised her hand. Okay, in the blink of an eye, the corpse mist enveloped the creature as a layer of green mist drifted over and completely covered the lizard's eyes. The creature immediately felt a burning pain in its eyes and howled in agony. Seizing the opportunity, Truong Than leaped onto its head, his hand gripping the hilt of his sword tightly. He thought to himself, "Now it's my turn to send you to your death." With that, he swung the blade down hard, hit by the fatal slash. The lizard roared incessantly in pain. Seeing him sliding the blade along its spine, Xiaoxi screamed, "Boss!" However, Truong Than was highly focused, growling out each word, "Die for me." The lizard was covered in strawberry syrup, and then it collapsed its body, emitting columns of white smoke. Only then did Truong Than relax his grip on his sword and sigh in relief. He gave a satisfied smile. It's finally over. Xiaoxi rushed to his side. "Boss, are you okay?" Truong Than jumped down and replied, "I'm fine." He also reminded them to quickly go see if Triu He Duyed was nearby. The system displayed a notification activating the tenacious body talent beginning sternum repair. Xiaoxi suddenly opened the system and said, "Wait a minute, let me take a selfie first. I'll post it on the community channel tonight. This is enough for me to brag about for a year." Her action made Truong Than furious. He said, "Brag about what? Go search now." Then he opened his own system, muttering about her behavior. Frightened, Xiaoxi immediately left. She said, "I'm going." The system opened and Truong Than pressed harvest. Then the system displayed the harvest panel energy cores, 50 plus 10 with talent, bonus 10 speed-up fertilizers, 2 vials of Evolver's blood. 20 tough leathers, 10 sharp claws. The system suggested Evolver's blood is a precious medicinal ingredient. Tough leather can be used to craft energy shields, and sharp claws are a rare material for crafting energy weapons. As she walked, Xiaoxi called out in a loud voice, "Triu He Duyed, are you here? The boss and I are here to save you." It seems he really likes her. Zhang Shen also shouted loudly, "Zhao Shiyue, I'm Zhang Shen. That guy was beaten to death." After searching for a while and not finding anyone, Zhang Shen suddenly worried, could Zhao Shiyue be dead? He suddenly mumbled, "No, it can't be, surely not." Zhao Shi suddenly called out, "Boss, come over here and look at this." Zhang Shen excitedly said the window, "Yes, this is the place." He quickly removed the outer layer of rocks to look inside. Zhao Shi then said, "Boss, we found her, but she's infected." Hearing this, Zhang Shen was shocked what Zhao Shi used her skill to check on her and said, "It looks like she's been infected for a long time. Luckily you found me. She can still be saved. It's just that the virus infection runs very deep. Cleansing it will take a long time." "Yes." After hearing that, Zhang Shen replied, "That's okay. You just focus on treating her. I'll keep watch nearby." The system displayed a notification there is a large amount of weapons and ammunition in the room. Seeing this, Zhang Shen thought, "Weapons and ammunition." So he excitedly opened the warehouse door. What Zhang Shen saw made him exclaim in his mind, "Holy crap, this is the armored medical vehicle that Zhao Shiyue gave me last time. It seems it was taken from here. I didn't expect this place to be so dangerous. She really must have had a tough time." He quickly used the system and obtained 47 100-round magazines, 100,000 rounds, 6 rocket launchers, and 238 rockets. Suddenly, a tremor started surprising Zhang Shen immensely. But Zhao Ji, who was in the middle of the treatment, anxiously cried out, "What's that sound?" Zhang Shen took out his weapon and said, "Don't move, I'll go check." After running for a bit, a mysterious item suddenly appeared in front of him. He said, "That's a golden crate." He thought to himself, the hidden prompt isn't reacting. This thing is getting more and more sluggish. The noise continued to echo. Zhang Shen thought the well. He suddenly had a bad feeling something was about to crawl out of the well. A huge hand suddenly grabbed the edge of the well and pulled itself up. The huge hand was gripping the well's edge, trying to lift its body. Zhang Shen was terrified. He started to say, "Zhao." A huge head suddenly appeared. Seeing this, Zhang Shen shouted, "Little Mouse, get to the iron-doored room and drive the car, hurry." Xiao Shi suddenly poked her head in and asked Boss what's wrong. The treatment isn't finished yet. Suddenly, she saw Zhang Shen fighting a giant zombie. She exclaimed in surprise, "Holy crap, what kind of monster is that?" Hearing her voice, Zhang Shen said, "Little Mouse, take Zhao Shiyue and go first. I'll hold it off." He thought tensely. It didn't take any damage at all. The system displayed a notification: Mutated Zombie Titan Class 3. It has super strength reaction speed and immense durability and can perform sonic attacks. It suddenly slammed its hand on the ground, sending Zhang Shen flying into the air. He screamed, "Ugh!" In his mind, he thought, what in the world is happening? Is this still a zombie? Suddenly, a green mist appeared, blinding the giant zombie. Xiao Shi said, "Boss, hurry, I've got it under control." Zhang Shen took out his sword. Then he said, "Little Mouse, go drive the car first. Leave this to me." Then he leaped into the air and attacked the monster. But as soon as he swung the sword, it was immediately knocked out of Zhang Shen's hand. He said in alarm, "That was my full power strike." The zombie suddenly opened its mouth and shot a deadly red beam at him. Ugh! While he was wondering why there was no wound, it used a sonic wave to slam him against the wall. Ah! Xiao Shi had arrived with the armored vehicle by then. She shouted, "Boss, get in the car quick." Zhang Shen heard her. He immediately escaped to the side of the vehicle, cursing, "Damn it." He didn't forget to carry the two fatties as well. The zombie, not seeing anyone, became furious. It began to smash everything frantically. Then it slammed both fists onto the ground, causing everyone in the vehicle to shake violently. Suddenly, its legs started moving towards the armored vehicle of Zhang Shen's group. Its eyes glowed red again. It slammed its two hands down onto the floor once more, but this time the ground shattered. While driving, Zhang Shen asked why didn't the system give a warning when the Titan appeared? Zhao Shiyue suddenly screamed, "We're doomed this time." Zhang Shen's vehicle was falling into a pit. He said, "Does the system want me to fall?" As soon as the vehicle landed, the system suddenly displayed continuous notifications. The Wailing One. The Prostrator. Giant Zombie. Giant Zombie, Titan. Titan the Prostrator. The scene before him left him utterly stunned. This is a monster nest. But Zhao Shi, while pouring gasoline, asked, "Boss, should I pour all of this gasoline?" "Sob, it took so many arrows to trade for this, it hurts so much." Zhang Shen explained, "We have to burn this whole place down. There are so many monsters. If they all hatch, Tianyang City will be in big trouble." Zhang Shen suddenly looked terrified from that hole. The zombie suddenly jumped down. Zhang Shen cried out in panic, "It's here already, so fast. Little Mouse, drive the car, get ready to run." The moment the giant zombie landed, the floor shook violently. She immediately started the car and said, "I'm not going out with you anymore, boss." "We're always risking our lives." The car screeched. The giant zombie suddenly reached out to grab Zhang Shen. He shouted, "Drive in an S pattern, avoid getting hit. We'll be turned into meat paste, floor it and swerve around." His eyes showed caution. After emptying the gas can, he threw it at the giant zombie's face and said, "This is for you." He suddenly took out a rocket launcher and aimed at it. He chuckled, "Heh." The rocket was fired, and the fire immediately exploded, incinerating the entire basement. The sound of zombie eggs popping and cracking echoed. Zhang Shen, sitting in the car, sighed in relief and said that was too dangerous. The zombie eggs suddenly went pop, pop, pop. The system panel displayed a notification. Successfully incinerated 11% of Tianyang City's monster breeding ground. Special reward 1 level 2 chest. Please check to claim, after reading, Zhang Shen said in surprise. Only 11% incinerated. Isn't this breeding ground too big? Looking out from the car, a strange zombie appeared, catching his attention. Zhang Shen was suspicious. Could it be a new type of monster? The hidden system prompt appeared: Mutated Zombie Type 2. Plague breeder. Can spit a highly corrosive venom, extremely dangerous. That mutated zombie suddenly spat some kind of substance onto the armored vehicle. Boss, immediately the car door began to melt away, which left Zhang Shen completely astonished. What the hell, it can even corrode a tank if this gets on a person? Xiao Shi suddenly cried out. Boss in front, Zhang Shen thought, 3 of them. The front of the car started to smoke heavily and melt. Zhao Shi screamed. Ah, Zhang Shen said. Stopping the car will get us killed. Move aside, let me drive. Zhang Shen grabbed the steering wheel. He thought nervously the car is not going to hold up much longer. Then he quickly stepped on the gas and said, let's get out of this hellhole. The vehicle smashed through the door, creating a large exit. Sunlight shone everywhere. Blinking at the scene outside, Zhao Shi hurriedly hugged Zhang Shen tightly. Tears streaming down her face, we finally escaped that hellish place. Boss, let's never come to this cursed place again. Zhang Shen also sobbed, if you beg me. I will never come back again. However, the incident was far from over. The zombies, of course, would not let them go. They swarmed in, including the giant zombie and the sonic zombie. They pursued Zhang Shen's armored vehicle relentlessly. He sped away, shouting, Erg! Zhao Shi stuck her head out and exclaimed in horror, Holy crap, all the mutated zombies are coming this way. Zhang Shen quickly accelerated. I have to take a detour, otherwise Tianyang City will be doomed. The wheels turned. Suddenly a sound came from the roof of the car. There must be a mutated zombie clinging to it. So Zhang Shen immediately told her, Little Mouse, you drive, these zombies are too persistent, I have to go to the roof to deal with them. Zhao Shi screamed in panic. Ah, they're about to get in. Zhang Shen stabbed its head with his sword and said, You want to die? Suddenly, Zhao Shiyue started trembling uncontrollably. This made Zhang Shen extremely worried. Zhao Shiyue, what's wrong? Then Zhao Shi turned her head and said, Zhao Shiyue's zombie toxin hasn't been fully cleansed yet. If we don't treat her now, she'll turn. Zhang Shen used his sword to lock the steering wheel. Don't worry, go treat her. I'll handle the zombies. Hearing this, Zhao Shi replied, Okay. Then the two of them sped off quickly. After that, Zhang Shen, holding two guns, shouted, You want to chase me, then all of you can die. As soon as he finished speaking, he started firing relentlessly. Bullets into the horde of zombies chasing from behind. After a moment, the system continuously displayed notifications. 1 received 3 energy cores, 10 clean cloths. Received 4 energy cores, 11 clean cloths. Received 3 energy cores, 13 clean cloths. 4 received 5 energy cores, 12 clean cloths. Upgrade to Awakened Initial Stage Phase 2 requires 756 out of 1,200 energy cores. Rockets were fired one after another. They hit the zombie horde and exploded violently. Because of this, the zombies fell like wheat before a scythe. The more he shot, the more frenzied Zhang Shen became. Come on, I'll show you what real firepower is. The system continued to display waves of notifications. Received 4 energy cores. 11 clean cloths. Received 3 energy cores, 12 clean cloths. Received 3 energy cores, 10 clean cloths. Upgrade to Awakened Initial Stage Phase 2 requires 1,032 out of 1,200 energy cores. Suddenly, the sonic zombie accelerated and charged forward. Seeing this, Truong Than shouted loudly, Tu Hai, drive to the bridge now, and so Tu Hai sped off. Truong Than pulled out a large rocket launcher and said excitedly, I refuse to believe that a multi-ton bridge can't crush you. A giant rocket was launched. The zombie horde was immediately engulfed in a sea of fire. Seeing this, Truong Than laughed with glee. Ha ha, die. Smoke and dust billowed everywhere, but the sonic zombie was completely unharmed. It strode out aggressively and quickly destroyed the dam, causing water to flood out in torrents. The sonic zombie raised its head to the sky and let out a resounding roar in Tianduong City. Truong Than's group's armored vehicle was speeding down the main road. Meanwhile, Trin Hao said, It's getting dark, hurry up. I heard someone report earlier that for the past few days the supplies Tae Hong Dat's group found were not handed over to her. Tian Chan Ngok immediately replied, That's right. They've recruited quite a few people these past few days and no longer listen to orders unless you say it was your command. Hearing this, Trin Hao suddenly clutched his head and said, Just let him be. As long as he's still in the team, he's one of us. Suddenly, an armored vehicle sped past Trin Hao, leaving him stunned. Someone quickly realized, Am I seeing things? That's a tank. Another person said, My God, someone is driving a tank now. Trin Hao thought to himself that by the time he got home, it would be dusk. Truong Than gently placed Triu He Duye on the bed. Tu Hai, completely exhausted, said, We're finally back. Rescuing 2 people in a row is killing me. Fatty was also exhausted, panting heavily. Truong Than suddenly glanced back and said, We were lucky to have you today, Tu Hai. You've worked hard. Hearing this, Tu Hai's eyes widened in surprise. She suddenly hugged Truong Than's leg and cried loudly, Boss, you finally stopped calling me Little Mouse. I've waited so long to hear this. He reached out, patted her head, and said, From now on, we are family. You should get some rest. Call me when Triu Hai Duyet wakes up. Suddenly, it began to rain heavily. Truong Than sat alone in the living room, operating the system panel. Opening his inventory, he said, This is the first time I've seen a level 2 chest. I wonder what's inside. The system displayed a notification. Congratulations, you have received 30 camping tents, 30 sleeping bags, and 10 outdoor lighting devices. 5 night vision devices, 1 telescope with 100 times magnification, 1 talent crystal, 1 blueprint for primary energy armor, 1 high-grade pet food, and 1 talent crystal. After use, it can increase a talent point. Each talent gets 1 point. The primary energy armor can be integrated with the cage break talent. In times of danger, it will automatically cover the entire body, reducing damage by 25%. 4 high-grade pet foods after use will accelerate the pet's growth. This only works on pets before they reach maturity. Congratulations, you have received 1 Energy Evolution Direction Gene Point and the Advanced Lynx Reflexes talent, which enhances evasion. It increases speed and reaction ability by 150%. 6-1 a method to harvest resources, a non-special item type that increases production by 60%. Lynx Rage Reflexes Evolution Gene. Energy Evolution 1. A method for energy gathering strike. The energy gathering strike can fire a beam of energy from the hand to destroy enemies with its power increasing with level. These things made Truong Than scratch his head in thought. I use a blade style with many close combat opportunities, so damage reduction and an offensive talent would be better. Then he suddenly noticed the Rage talent, which briefly enhances all attributes while reducing damage by 30%. He quickly pressed yes, and the system displayed a notification. Congratulations, you have succeeded. You have unlocked 2 talents, Rage and Energy Gathering Strike. Immediately, the system sent blue and red streams of light coursing through Truong Than's body, making him cry out involuntarily. His 2 eyes lit up brightly, each a different color of flame. He suddenly thought, why is one hot and one cold? Looking at his wrist, Truong Than saw 2 flames of different colors intertwining. This made him wonder silently, what kind of energy gathering strike is this? The next morning at Truong Than's house, he was sleeping like a log when suddenly a fragrant aroma wafted to his nose. He shot up abruptly. Where is that delicious smell of meat coming from? Triohi Duyet was carrying a plate of food to the table. She said, you're awake. Seeing her, Truong Than was surprised and said, Triohi Duyet, you've recovered? He marveled inwardly, what kind of divine beauty is this? She's much more beautiful than in the video. Triohi Duyet said cheerfully, thank you for saving me. From now on, my life is yours. Truong Than suddenly became flustered. Don't say that. Last time, if it weren't for your medicine, I wouldn't have survived until today. We're even. Hearing this, Teu Hai suddenly flew into a rage. She picked up a fork and knife and urged, you two stop being so mushy, hurry up and eat the roasted potatoes with meat before it gets cold. Truong Than was even more surprised. What is this potato and meat? I thought it was just roasted meat. Hi, Duyet, did you make this?
Trio Hi, Duyet said happily. Before I transmigrated, I taught myself a few dishes. If you like it, I can cook for you every day.
Suddenly, Tiu Hai raised her hand and said, Boss, look out the window! The giant horde is here! Out of pure reflex, Truong Than immediately got into a defensive stance, anxiously asking where, but there wasn't even a speck of dust outside the window, let alone a zombie. This made Truong Than freeze while Tu He took the chance to quickly grab a piece of roasted potato. To think I'd be tricked so badly by Tu He Truong, then drew his favorite katana. He said in a quiet voice, well played, little mouse. He then swiftly sliced her fork in 2. I get to eat the first plate of Hai Duyet's cooking. No discussion, Tu Hai immediately yelled, this roasted potato and meat. I'm definitely eating it today. But Truong Than was faster. He grabbed Tu He's arm. Seeing the two bickering, Trio He Duyet laughed loudly. Stop fooling around, I'll just make another plate. Fatty quickly leaped up and snatched 2 pieces right from under Truong Than and Tiu Hai's noses. Seeing this, Truong Than immediately shouted in frustration, Fatty, even you dare to betray me. Tiu Hai was also furious. Fatty, you traitor. A while later, Truong Than went to the potato garden to check on it. Tiu Hai was tiredly complaining. Boss, is the fertilizer on my side all used up? Truong Than said mine is all gone too. It seems we have to go out and find more fertilizer. After Trio He Duyet finished her work, she said, I really hope we can live peacefully like this forever. Hearing that, Truong Than replied, we will. I am now strong enough to protect everything here. Trio Hai Duyet suddenly brought up an issue. That's right, I still have the skill book and the shelter's diary. I was in such a hurry last time I forgot to give them to you, Truong Than exclaimed in surprise. A diary Trio He Duyet activated the system and gave him a common driving skill set which allows control of all transport vehicles after application and a sharpshooter skill that significantly increases hit rate. 6. A blood-stained diary written by a research staff at the old shelter. The steel collection skill helps extract pure steel from metal materials or structures. The primary mechanical reinforcement and repair skill. Allows the consumption of steel to repair, reinforce, and modify mechanical equipment. After reading, Truong Than's face immediately lit up with excitement. He had been struggling with how to repair the tank. With these two skills from her, all his troubles were solved. Suddenly, he wondered curiously, what exactly is in the diary? The system abruptly displayed a notification. Congratulations, you have mastered all collection skills. August 12, 2012, a mutated virus turns the infected into zombies. The entire army is mobilized to clear the infected city. The city implements a 24-hour curfew. Anyone seen on the streets is shot on sight. May 29, 2012, zombies are just a minor problem. Mutated insects and plants are humanity's real nightmare. Hordes of monsters, even after being killed, still rise from the ground. 6 main forces were completely annihilated. The advanced weapons humanity once prided itself on have become useless against the mutated creatures. October 12, 2012, another soldier shot himself in the head today. I can't take this shelter anymore. I heard the armory still has 3 armored mechs fully loaded with ammunition. We've decided to steal them to break through the siege. November 7, 2012, mutated burrowing worms breached the shelter. The soldiers didn't even have time to get into the armored mechs. Screams echoed everywhere. This world is doomed. Reading the final entry, a thought flashed through Truong Than's mind. That shelter has armored mechs. Moments later, the armored vehicle was speeding down the road, chasing a horde of zombies. Tiu Hai was driving today. She confidently declared, with the boss here to do repairs. From now on, the roads are our home turf. Let's see where these zombies can run. Fatty transformed into his giant form and hunted zombies with abandon. Watching from a distance, Truong Than thought to himself, this last horde of zombies should be enough for me to level up. With that thought, he leaped from the vehicle, letting his body free fall through the air. When he landed, the tremendous impact cracked and shattered the road surface. He roared, full firepower. Tiu Hai, now armed with a heavy weapon, comfortably unleashed a hail of bullets on the zombies in front of her. Wearing sunglasses, she was cold and merciless to all. Just a zombie Terminator. The continuous explosions echoed as the entire city was engulfed in fire and black smoke. Fatty operated at maximum capacity, relentlessly slaughtering zombies. Truong Than suddenly raised his hand. Time to test your power. Don't disappoint me. As soon as he finished speaking, a pillar of energy erupted, blasting away the surrounding earth and stone. The road was instantly cleared of zombies. A patch of Truong Than's hand was charred black. He grimaced. That hurts. It seems I'll only use this move as a trump card from now on. He quickly activated the collection system on both hands. As he walked, he muttered, repairing the armored vehicle. It cost quite a few energy cores, but this time it's enough to recover the cost, right? The system immediately displayed a notification: obtained 723 energy cores, 1,020 clean cloths, and 1,144 mutant fertilizers. Upgrade to Awakener Initial Stage Phase 2 requires 1,755 out of 1,200 energy cores. You have met the upgrade conditions. Proceed with the upgrade. Zhang Shen pressed yes. The system announced successfully advanced to Awakener Primary Stage Phase 2. Received 4 talent points. Upgrade to Phase 3 requires 55 out of 600 energy cores. On Zhang Shen's wrist, the 2 flames evolved into a new form. He rejoiced silently. Energy Gathering Strike has been enhanced, plus I have more talent points. He pressed the screen and a system notification appeared. Successfully allocated talent points. You have mastered Link's reflexes and richest in the region. Evasion and jumping ability plus 150%. Output of the second item plus 610%. Zhang Shen jumped and in the blink of an eye appeared next to Xiao Shi. She exclaimed in amazement, "Whoa, boss, you know Flash now?" Zhang Shen smiled. "This is just my evasion talent." "How many cores do you need to upgrade?" Xiao Shi said sadly. "I don't even have any upgrade progress." Zhang Shen was surprised. "What? How is that possible?" Xiao Shi sighed. Just forget about me. Boss, it seems the crouching beasts in the city are all hiding from us now. I didn't see a single one on the way." Hearing this, Zhang Shen replied, "These crouching beasts are cunning. Leaving them behind will be a great disaster for Tianyang City. Let me see where they are." So that's where. He thought to himself, after upgrading my observer's eye, the detection range has expanded several times. Suddenly, a message from Zhao Shiyue popped up. "Hello, Zhang Shen. I have upgraded to an abnormal powerhouse. From now on, I won't drag you down anymore," Zhang Shen said excitedly. "That's great. Let's go clear out all the crouching beasts in Tianyang City along with the mutated zombies that are gathered in one place." One was monopolizing the flesh. Suddenly, a zombie broke through a wall and jumped in, growling as if signaling something. Very quickly, a rocket flew straight into the middle of the crowd and a terrifying explosion erupted. Zhang Shun immediately appeared. Seeing them flee, he shouted, "You think you can escape just by learning to keep watch? I will drive all the crouching beasts into the trap. Later, don't spare any ammo and wipe them all out in one go." Xiao Shi replied, "Understood." On the dining table, delicious dishes were overflowing. Zhao Shiyue happily brought out the last dish. The last dish, golden jade filling the hall, is served. Xiao Ji's eyes lit up. Oh, Sister Shiyue, you're amazing to make so many delicious things from just potatoes and meat. These are all for me, I'm digging in first. Seeing her eat so greedily, Zhang Shen held his head. I really have to hand it to you. Have you never eaten food in your entire life? Xiao Shi replied while chewing. Boss, you don't know how hungry I was in this world before. I was so hungry I could only eat tough tree branches on the mountain. Zhang Shen continued. I think you weren't just hungry in this world. Before you transmigrated here, your family was very poor, wasn't it? Hearing this, Xiao Shi excitedly recounted, Oh, right before you came back, Sister Shiyue did a live stream and we sold out all the bows and arrows in the blink of an eye. You have no idea how popular it was. There were even foreigners giving gifts. Now our home has 30 barrels of gasoline. Xiao Shi thought to herself, I absolutely cannot let the boss know that I originally belonged to this world. Hearing this, Zhang Shen nodded in satisfaction. All right, then tomorrow we'll set off for the 6 million treasure point. Shiyue suddenly became sad. What, you two are still planning to go to the treasure point? Zhang Shen explained, the zombies in the city are not enough for me to level up anymore. Before the game enters a new phase, I must get the armed mech from the diary. At this time, in Zhang Shen's house, looking at the pile of things on the floor, Xiao Shi asked, startled, Boss, are you mistaken? This is high-grade pet food. Zhao Shiyue stammered, no matter how I look at it, it looks just like that. Zhang Shen suddenly showed a sly smile. What evil master. This is a one-of-a-kind food in the world. Be good and swallow it in one go. After saying that, he didn't hesitate and shoved it straight into Pang's mouth. Come on. Pang's eyes immediately changed and a plume of black smoke billowed out. Seeing this, Zhang Shen laughed gleefully. It worked so fast, Xiao Shi panicked. Boss, the black smoke is poisonous, run. Then Zhao Shiyue suddenly cried out. Zhang Shen worriedly asked Shiyue, are you all right? Xiao Shi, heal her quickly. Xiao Shi rushed over. He thought to himself, this high-grade dog food is really powerful. Even its farts can injure an abnormal powerhouse. The black smoke continued to pour out even thicker. Zhang Shen glanced at Pang, who had just stepped out of the smoke. Both Zhao Shiyue and Xiao Shi were startled. Pang was now more ferocious than ever. Xiao Shi's jaw dropped in a daze. Zhao Shiyue spoke up, let me check. The system displayed Pang's pet information. Type battle pet. Species mutated energy moon-howling wolf king. Growth stage adolescent. 1 favorite food zombie flesh mutated animals mutated insects. 2 innate skills. 3 combat multiplication. After entering battle, its volume, strength, speed, and quality are doubled. 4 Call of the Wild summons 2 shadow clone moon-howling wolf cubs to join the battle. After the battle, the shadow clones automatically disappear. Xiao Shi exclaimed, it's huge, Zhang Shen thought to himself. Worthy of an S-rank battle pet. It's already this strong in its adolescent stage. With it guarding the house, I can explore the treasure point tomorrow with peace of mind. He placed his hand on its head. I'm leaving the house to you. Don't let any living creature get near. For everything else, listen to Zhao Shiyue's arrangements. Woof woof. Xiao Shi looked on with disappointment. Its cry is still the same, a huge contrast to its appearance. Suddenly, Zhang Shen said excitedly, let's go. Let's head out. The treasure point is at the commercial district. Sai Hengda was leading his hot-blooded brothers to torture the weak. He thought as he collected loot, killing people is still the fastest way to get resources. Seeing this inhuman act, the surrounding crowd began to tremble in fear. A pot-bellied man shouted, this is the style of the stadium camp. You people tricked us into gathering supplies, and when the job was done, you hunted us down to kill us all. Si Hengda shrugged. Don't blame me. It's an order from our boss Zheng Hao. We have no choice either. The other man said angrily, aren't you afraid of becoming everyone's common enemy by doing this? You won't have a good end, then, Si Hengda said casually. We're not so easy to kill either. Leave your ring so we have something to report back, and how about I let you go? The man asked doubtfully, really. Si Hengda said confidently, of course it's true, but when you spread the word about Zheng Hao's true face, don't say I told you to. The man nodded profusely, yes. Then he quickly handed over the ring. Please accept it. After that, the 3 of them ran for their lives. Si Hengda tilted his head, and thought to himself, Zheng Hao, you want to build a good image. I will make your reputation infamous. Outside the building, Boss Jiao spoke up, this is the 3rd time they've robbed people, isn't it? He held a gun. In the dragon country, there's a saying, the mantis stalks the cicada unaware of the oriole behind. It's time to reel in the net. He aimed the gun inside and pulled the trigger. A bullet flew out. Hearing the strange noise, Si Hengda's group turned around. The bullet hit Si Hengda, knocking him backward. The others panicked, boss. A man ran in. Boss, bad news. Captain Chi was captured by a group of foreigners. Zheng Hao said impatiently. What foreigners? Explained clearly. The man panted. We were following orders. You told us to peacefully collect supplies in the commercial district and not to bother anyone. Who knew someone would collude with foreigners to ambush us? Captain Chi killed a few of them, but he couldn't fight against their firearms. Qian Zhenyu asked, where are the others? How did you manage to get back? The man said hurriedly, they're all dead. The foreigners let me go and told me to give this list to you. They said if you don't bring the supplies on the list to the meeting point tonight, they will kill the hostage and then attack the camp. He handed the paper to Qian Zhenyu. After she finished reading, she said, this is nearly half of our camp's supplies. The man in brown behind them said foreign forces have entered Tianyang City. They have firearms. We are no match for them. Let's just pack up and leave. Zheng Hao reassured everyone, don't panic. Tianyang City is the territory of Dragon Country players. They wouldn't dare to act recklessly. Just half the supplies, the condition isn't too harsh. If we run out of supplies, we can gather more. I'm just afraid they'll take the supplies and not release him. Qian Zhenyu, said Captain Zheng, you mean you're really going to give them the supplies? But what if... Zheng Hao said confidently, don't worry, I have a way to save Hongda. In a deep, dark cave, Xiaoxi's voice echoed, oh my god. This lair seems bottomless. Where is the armed mech? Boss said, be a little more patient. You're not a lazy little mouse, are you? Suddenly a cocoon moved, and Xiaoxi screamed in fear. Ooh-ah! It shot up, stuck out its tongue, and looked at her. Its ugly appearance gave her goosebumps. Xiaoxi said, what are you looking at me for? I'm asking you. Do you know where the mech is? The zombie stopped and shook its head frantically. Xiaoxi realized it understood her words. She shouted in annoyance, if you don't know, then get lost and don't block the way. Seeing it obediently leave, Xiaoxi thought to herself. As expected, I've unconsciously upgraded and unlocked a hidden talent. She ran over yelling, wait a minute, did you see that huge piece of metal firing its cannons? The zombies must have been terrified. Where is it? He pointed downwards, and Xiaoxi was shocked to see it was even further below. Meanwhile, Zhang Chun was soloing a high-level zombie. He shouted beast transformation and poured all his strength into his fist, thinking my primary energy armor combined with my primal talent reduces damage by 35%. Even with that, I still couldn't block a single punch from the juggernaut Xiaoxi. Why haven't you found the mech yet? That soundwave zombie just slammed the ground. Zhang Chun used his lynx reflex skill. He sighed in relief. I can't hold on much longer. Just then, a sudden earthquake hit. Xiaoxi shouted, that's the mech. After observing for a moment, she said, counting the heads, there are probably 4 of them, but they're just components. Only a single one is complete, and it's broken too. Boss, let's just give up this time. Zhang Chun called Little Mouse. Xiaoxi reported, boss, the mechs are all broken, and there are 5 juggernauts on patrol. We have to retreat. Zhang Chun said, wait a minute, isn't that one behind you fully intact? Huh. I think it's repairable. I'm coming down right now. Seeing his condition, Xiaoxi said worriedly, boss, you're injured. It's nothing, I was just careless and took a punch from a juggernaut. Hearing this, Tu Hai immediately spoke with a worried voice. Just you were already injured by one, wouldn't 5 of them be a suicide mission? Truong Than replied angrily, fortune is found in danger. I'll create a disturbance near you first to lure the giant zombies out. You get ready to fight. Hearing him say that, Tu Hai immediately shouted in an annoyed voice, this is pissing me off. It's too risky. Next time, let me be the boss. Suddenly, a violent explosion erupted from behind her. Seeing the flames, the horde of zombies panicked and rushed forward, fumbling to extinguish the fire. Then Truong Than suddenly jumped down from above. Tu Hai exclaimed in surprise, is that the boss, Hao? Truong Than quickly replied, that's right. Tu Hai shouted in surprise, then suddenly appeared crying and pleading with the boss in a desperate voice, I think we should retreat. Hearing this, Truong Than reminded her in a stern voice, stop talking nonsense. Quickly surround this place with the bone zombies. They'll be back very soon, and the repairs will definitely take a long time. He hurriedly activated the system. Harvest 638 star steel, 135 special star steel. Using available resources to begin repairing the arm mech suit. Estimated time 30 minutes. Repair progress 0%. Steel -10, energy core -1. Sobbing Tu. Hai sadly walked away with heavy steps. Hey, Truong Than quickly called her back. Wait, here are 100 bombs. I just got these, take them. Wait for the giant zombies to enter, then go and attract their attention. After hearing this, Tu Hai asked with tears in her eyes, boss, I'm not going to die, am I? Truong Than replied in a firm voice, "Chu Hai, you have to believe in yourself. We're only on stage 2 now. It will get much harder later." System notification: 100 bombs removed from inventory. Chu Hai suddenly saw the giant zombies returning. She quickly used her fog ability. Damn, they're back. "Boss, I'll listen to you, but remember to come get me after the mech is repaired," Truong Than shouted in a promising tone. "People of the Dragon Country don't deceive their own, and besides, we're family. As long as I'm still breathing, I will absolutely not leave you behind." Inside the bone wall, Tu Hai had erected. Truong Than focused on his task as the steel and energy cores were consumed at a dizzying rate. It was unclear how much could be repaired. The system panel displayed repair progress 3%, steel -84, energy core -57, holding a rocket launcher. Tu Hai yelled, "Hey, you idiots," and then rushed off to check the surroundings. At the same time, she fired a barrage of rockets. With her agile movements, the zombies could hardly touch her. Tu Hai dodged and taunted them smugly. "Can't hit me, bet that makes you mad. You bunch of idiots trying to sneak attack while shouting so loudly. Have some bombs, don't be shy!" Inside the cave, a series of explosions erupted, spreading thick smoke and dust. A moment later, Tu Hai spoke in a tired voice. "This is so exhausting, the rockets!" And all the usable bombs are gone. She was nearly exhausted now. Looking at the zombies in front of her, she thought to herself, "There's no sign of the boss. He must be at a critical stage of the repairs. I'll just hold on a little longer." The remaining zombies chased Tu Hai all the way out of the cave. She was alone, panting heavily, her body exhausted from the prolonged diversion. "I can't call for his help. I have to buy more time for the boss," she thought. "Who's afraid of whom? Worst case, I'll just become a zombie myself." Suddenly, a loud noise rang out, startling her. A fully intact mech suit stepped out. She rejoiced, thinking, "The boss, why does its posture look so crooked?" The zombies saw this and openly showed their annoyance. Truong Than piloted the mech, hovering before the zombies. He called out, "Tu Hai, the mech is repaired, but it's still missing materials. It can only perform simple flight for now." Hearing this, Tu Hai panicked. What Truong then yelled, "You fly it home first, I'll lure the giant zombies elsewhere." Then he leaped out, handing the mech over to her. "Don't let it get damaged. It's the last mech suit in this world." He took his sword, slashed a zombie right in the face, and yelled, "What are you looking at? Your opponent is over here." Tu Hai immediately climbed inside. "Yes, don't worry, boss. We risked our lives for this. I guarantee I'll complete the mission." The enraged zombies immediately charged forward to attack. Truong Than leaped up, thinking, "Such a fast reaction." He suddenly raised his hand to activate a skill, thinking, "All right then, let's try this." Tu Hai pushed the control stick, her voice filled with determination. "For the boss, I have to get out of here no matter what." The mech suit immediately soared into the sky. Seeing this, Truong Than praised her happily. "Great job, Tu Hai. Where do you think you're looking?" With that, he used an exclusive skill to draw all the giant zombies to one spot. "Get over here, all of you. Our fight isn't over yet." The sound of a rock hitting a wall echoed. The one who threw it was Tianchan Ngok, hoping the person inside would help a fellow countryman. The group of foreigners suddenly ran into Erpang. She cried out in terror. Seeing her as a nuisance, Erpang immediately jumped down, baring its teeth and sharp claws as it rushed forward. Tianchan Ngok panicked. "What is this?" She quickly leaped up, silently wondering, why does he have a monster in his house? Tianchan Ngok immediately rushed inside with Erpang hot on her heels. As she fled, she kept thinking, what kind of monster is this? It's too fast, the plan cannot fail. I have to lure this monster to Captain Trin first. At that moment, Tu Huandat was bound and hung from the ceiling by a group of Westerners. His body was covered in injuries, clear evidence that he had been tortured. Their leader glanced at his watch and then gave a cold command. "Time's up! If those gutless Dragon Country people aren't coming, then finish him." The henchman obeyed immediately, throwing a basin of dirty water in his face. Jolted awake by the cold water, Tu Huandat glanced around, unable to hide his disappointment. "Trin Hao, so you abandoned me after all. I knew it. You were only nice to me before because you wanted to use me." Seeing him awake, a henchman approached with a lighter and a sinister smile. "Don't be afraid. Life is like a flame, and I'm here to help you burn it out." A flicker of fear crossed Tu Huandat's face. He knew his life was in grave danger, like a fish on the chopping block. Suddenly, the sound of approaching footsteps drew everyone's gaze. Trin Hao stood at the doorway, his eyes flashing with fierce determination. He slowly entered that room. Each steady footstep sent a wave of panic through the men. The leader hurriedly asked his underlings, "Where are the guards I posted out back?" "How did he get in?" "I don't know, there wasn't a sound from the lookouts." Could they have been killed? However, before they could figure it out, Trin Hao tossed them a glittering gold ring. He said calmly, "Here are the supplies you wanted. Can you release my man now?" The leader, Zack, aggressively pointed his gun at him and asked suspiciously, "Sneaking in from the back like that? What are you up to? You're not here to negotiate." But facing a dozen guns, Trin Hao didn't flinch. Seeing him arrive all by himself made Zack even more smug. "You've made me very unhappy, so I'll be taking the supplies and I'll be taking your lives as well." Provoked by these vile words, Trin Hao laughed. "And here I thought Westerners placed the highest value on the spirit of a contract. Turns out it's all just flattery." The leader, Zack, remained arrogant. "Compared to the spirit of a contract, I prefer to get acquainted with others from a position of power." Trin Hao took off his outer jacket, revealing the bombs strapped tightly to his body. Seeing this, Zack trembled with fear and hastily ordered his men, "Release him." Wasting no time, Trin Hao quickly took the man and left. Unwilling to let them go so easily, Zack ordered his men to follow and kill them. At the same time, Trin Hao was running with all his might to escape that hellhole with Tu Huan Dot gasping for breath on his back. "Haven't we already escaped? Why are we in such a hurry? My wounds are about to split open." Trin Hao reluctantly replied, "The explosives on me were fake." Hearing this, Tu Huan Dot's eyes widened in disbelief. "What the hell were you just playing with my life back there? Why hasn't Chan Ngok lured that person here yet? Don't tell me she failed." With his path blocked, Trin Hao had to change direction, hoping Plan B and his teammates' ambush were ready. However, he hadn't gone far before a bald man blocked his way. He stood menacingly in front of them. "You Dragon Country people, what's the big hurry?" As he spoke, a vulgar grin spread across his face. "Our boss has a gift he wanted me to deliver to you." Tu Huan Dot, as if seeing his death approach, said in a disappointed voice, "See, you've failed again. If you had just called for the others from the start, we would have escaped by now." Trin Hao shot him a sideways glance, his voice cold. "I couldn't risk the lives of my brothers for you." Hearing this, Tu Huan Dot burned with rage. He roared in anger, "So that means you never intended to save me, you just came here to play the hero." Seeing the two arguing, the bald man grew even more pleased. "What's this fighting amongst yourselves? Seems you two aren't that close. How about this? You leave the explosives and I'll let you go." "How about it?" Unfortunately, before he could finish, Erpang silently appeared behind him. Staring at the creature that was twice his size, he panicked. "What is this monster?" When he realized it was just a dog, he said contemptuously, "Is this the backup you called for?" Hearing the contempt in his voice, Erpang barked angrily. The bald man and his goons laughed even harder. "Is this a pet from the Dragon Kingdom? I thought it was some kind of monster, but it's just a dog." Standing a short distance away, Tien Chan Ngok quickly signaled to them. Captain Run Trin Hao tensed, realizing the situation was truly against them. He immediately threw the grenade and the explosion erupted, plunging the scene into chaos in an instant, as thick smoke and dust obscured their vision, leaving the bald-headed man to only roar in fury. "Chase them, don't let them escape!" Amidst the commotion, a hazy shadow silently approached him. "What is this?" The shadow, as graceful as smoke, darted in front of him in a flash. Then it opened its mouth and sank its sharp fangs into his leg, causing him to scream in excruciating pain. Meanwhile, Boss Zhao was still waiting for his underlings to return. An hour had passed. How could they not catch two injured weaklings? What a bunch of useless fools, he thought, unaware. That bunch of fools had already been defeated by the one he despised the most, but soon Tu Tun arrived to take his life. "What is that monster? That's someone else's sniper rifle." Boss Zhao immediately drew his gun. "This is bad. It's a battle pet. Quick, shoot it." Seeing this, his underlings also continuously fired at Tu Tun, but unfortunately their firepower couldn't even scratch it. It lunged forward, and with just a few simple swipes of its claws, it easily took down the scoundrels. Seeing the unfavorable situation, Boss Zhao turned to flee. "This battle pet is too strong. It's unkillable. Brother, come save me. We're being attacked by a battle pet from the Long Country." Tu Tun let out a loud roar and immediately split into multiple clones. All the clones simultaneously lunged at the leader, tearing him apart as he could only scream for help in despair. "Help!" If I had known someone in the Long Country could tame a battle pet, I wouldn't have come. Zheng Hao's group didn't know how far they had run, only daring to breathe a sigh of relief when the bright moon and tall buildings came into view. "Thank you for saving me again. I can walk on my own now." "Sorry, young man. I did it for everyone's safety. I hope you can understand," Si Hengda said as he turned and walked away. His voice still held a hint of hidden dissatisfaction. "Understand? Of course I understand." Qian Zhenyu sensed the displeasure and was about to rush forward to question him, but was held back by Zheng Hao. Zheng Hao Zhenyu, don't be rash, Qian Zhenyu cursed silently in his heart. That heartless bastard, it would have been better if we hadn't saved him. Meanwhile, Sai Hengda, having just turned his back, broke into a treacherous smile. Zheng Hao, don't even think about tying me down with some debt of gratitude. I will soon level up and become an awakener, and when that time comes, I will definitely replace you. In the outskirts, a fully equipped attack convoy was rumbling towards the city center. The vehicles carried countless soldiers holding guns, their sharp eyes indicating they were well-trained. They even towed armored tanks, their presence imposing and fearsome. Their master was a half-bald old man. He carried his obese frame around, commanding his subordinates. Everyone out of the vehicles, kill every single person in this city. Avenge my dead brother, his steely voice rang out. He had them carry a treasure chest to a place with a clear view, thinking it would attract more people. Then we'll set up an ambush. I heard someone tamed a battle pet. We must capture it alive. Si Hengda, who had just escaped danger, encountered this scene on his way home. It made him panic and hide in a nearby bush. As he hid, he thought worriedly, so many foreign mercenaries. Qianyang City is doomed. Suddenly, a strange object flew past. The soldiers immediately grew vigilant and watched it, and when they realized it was a flying mech suit, they all panicked. An armed mech. The leader couldn't believe his eyes either. How can something like this exist? Get out of the way, quick! Meanwhile, Zhao Shi, sitting inside the mech, was confused. Why are there so many armed foreigners in Qianyang City? They don't look friendly at all, she thought. The corners of her mouth curled up. Let me give them a good scare. She piloted the mech, deliberately flying low over them, causing a commotion as they saw its gun barrel pointed right at them. The soldiers who were so aggressive earlier were now pushing each other to get away. Run, the mech is about to fire! Wait for me! Seeing this, Xiao Shi grew even more excited and chased them for a long distance. Only after the crowd disappeared from sight did Si Hengda dare to stand up. His whole body trembled. The mech was completely overwhelming. The power gap was too vast. Even I would be at its mercy. I must become stronger. Suddenly a light flashed from some chests. Not far away, it drew his attention. The treasure chests left behind by the foreigners were now unguarded. Si Hengda stealthily approached and opened a chest. An intermediate body enhancement potion. The more he rummaged inside, the more sinister his expression became. Zheng Hao, I will definitely become an awakener before you do. Just you wait for my triumphant return. Meanwhile, after completing its mission, 2-Ton happily carried its loot back to show off. Looking at the pile of items in front of her, Zhao Shiyue couldn't help but exclaim, Whoa! So many storage rings! 2-Ton, you've done a great service, woof woof! Then the distant sound of an engine roared. Zhao Shiyue looked in that direction and cheered happily. The mech Zhangshen, they succeeded. She quickly ran towards where the mech was landing to reunite with everyone. Inside the armored vehicle, Zhangshen had finally contacted his teammates. So that's what happened, he enthusiastically told everyone. That group of foreigners definitely came for revenge against 2-Ton. Amazing little mouse, that also means you accidentally saved all of Tianyang City. But those foreigners, if they don't see the mech chasing them anymore, will they come back? They might be on their way back to Tianyang City right now. Zhao Shiyue's eyes showed her anxiety. So what should we do? How about we retreat from Tianyang City? There are too many of them and they have tanks and rockets. We probably can't stop them. Besides, you're still injured. No, Zhang Shen firmly refused. We can't just give up this place so easily. We'll go to the city entrance and set up an ambush immediately. If anyone shows up, just open fire. Don't engage them head on. I'm going now, you need to heal. You can't take that risk. Protecting Tianyang City isn't your responsibility. Zhang Shen gently reassured her. Don't worry, I have a way to deal with those foreigners. To repair the armed mech, I still need 10,000 energy cores. The zombies have obviously become scarce, so the only option is to rob someone. Thinking of this, Zhang Shen grew excited. Those villains who kill people for their treasures, you can start trembling now.